It's a cruel, cruel summer. Oh, it is a cruel summer because you want to know why? It's a summer of over expectations. Not only for the Giants, but I think just for NFL teams in general. This is Tim, of course, online Big Blue, New York Giants Straight Talk. All the fun places that you know. All the fun places that we go. Where are we today? I went back in time. Where are we? Front and center, the Meadowlands. The old Giants Stadium. Can you see it? Right there. It says Giants Stadium. You would go down 16W on the Turnpike, and then you would look to the left and you would see it. You would have the New York skyrise on the right. You'd see it on the left. Giants Stadium. Dun, dun, dun. It must have been one of those things that when you were an opponent coming in there, you're like, oh, fuck, I know where we are. I can smell it. It's East Rutherford. Hey-oh. Oh, want to talk about the Giants, want to talk about the summer, want to talk about the end of OTAs, want to talk about the do we want to call it the overhype? I had to wear a hat today, guys. I got up late. I wore a hat today. I got up late. So that's why. I'm going to drink some coffee too because I'm tired. Because as always, I'm in my grenade because I'm the bomb. You watch training camp wrap up. You see videos now on YouTube. You see people on like ESPN saying the Giants are going to have a top 3 defense. Oh, the pass rush is going to be phenomenal. We got Mike Lee in the chat. We're going to say hello to everyone. So before we get to that, Mike Lee says, good morning, Tim and fellow religious members. Smash the like button on the way in. Next stop, training camp. Hopefully no news until then. That'd be nice. No news, no injuries. No contract disputes. We still have a little bit of a salary cap issue. I think we have the second least amount of salary cap space right now with the rule of 51. Yo, Trenton, what's up? So I think we have the least amount of cap space right now. But like I said, the cap doesn't really matter until the last day of training camp, until camp breaks, and then that's when the rule of 51 goes away. You got the rule of 50. Then you go back to 53, top 53 contracts. You'll have some more restructures. It's going to be interesting because you take a look. Yeah, Trenton. Yeah, I would like to say that the Mets kicked the bejesus out of the Phillies last night. It was a home run festival. It was a festivus for the rest of us as Met fans, as we lost 5 in a row. But you're going to have to see some things going on. We're going to have to see some camp battles. We're already talking about that stellar undrafted rookie wide receiver who came out of nowhere to make spectacular catches in the shorts and burst the cones. And no one really able to have contact. But you know what? He is going to be an all-pro. He's going to be, what's his name, Marcus Golston, the former wide receiver with the Saints. That's what he's going to be. So just stay tuned for that. I love it when someone posted yesterday in the comment section on the Matt Sims video, Tim, now that you're going mainstream, I hope you don't lose your edge. And I was chuckling with Mrs. Online Blue this morning when I said, yes, that's what's going to happen concerning this episode. It's called Summer of Over Expectations. You know I'm going to lose my edge then. Wearing my Expedition Unknown hat. I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't really watch any TV. The only TV show I watch is Destination Truth and Expedition Unknown. So Josh Gates, who was the host of the show, was in Wilkes-Barre on Thursday. So we had VIP tickets, so to do the meet and greet. So I'm never really gaga or lost the words of expectations when I meet someone. But I got to admit, with Josh Gates, it was a little weird because it's the voice that's been in my house for like 19 years. So that's why. And also, like I said, I got a plate, so I'm having a bad hair day. But let's see what else we got up here. Let's go. Here we go. Jay Ferris says, every summer is over expectation. This team always figures out a way to get the fans hyper bullish just to lay an egg when the season starts. Listen, if you had expectations this year on paper, and on paper means dookie, but on paper, you look at the quarterback situation. You say, okay. You said, I was going to say Kurt Russell because I'm thinking Kurt Russell as Reno Hightower. But you have Russell Wilson, you have Jameis Winston, and you drafted Jackson Dart. And your thought process is, I'm not playing Jackson Dart. I'm playing these other two guys, and these are veteran presence who have, one guy is a 2-time Super Bowl participant, 1-time Super Bowl winner. The other guy was a first overall pick who had a couple of good seasons in Tampa, but really never lived up to expectations. But as a backup, he looks good. You take a look at the running game. You look at Cam Scatterbo. You say, okay, Cam Scatterbo, good change of pace back for Tyrone Tracy. Then you take a look at the tight end position. You're still like, that fucking broccoli. Where's the cheese? If I'm going to eat broccoli, I need some fucking cheese on the broccoli. No broccoli. Then you look at the offensive line and you say, okay, expectations may be overinflated for the offensive line because you're going to have a guy playing out of position at guard. You're going to have an undersized center who's had 2 issues in the years in the league. You know, you're going to have another guy that is going to be your anchor who is injury prone, has not played a full season in years. So you're like, okay, but then you look at the outside. You have Malik Neighbors, you have Wendell Robinson, you have Darius Slayton, you have the resurgence of Jalen Hyatt, you have the undrafted rookie who's going to be the greatest player since Jerry Rice. And you like think to yourself, okay, the offense could have some mustard. Because you know what? We only want mustard on this hot dog. We want some relish. And we relish the chance to be good again. You like all these puns I'm throwing out here today, guys? Come on. These puns are friggin' awesome. Oh, and we got Penn Medicine. These puns are friggin' awesome. Make sure you hit the like button. But so on paper, when you take a look at this, you're like, okay, well, am I really getting overhyped about this, Tim? Or is this just the fact that on paper, this looks like maybe it could be an NFL offense? And then you kind of think back a second. You're like, well, here's one of my bigger issues. Brian Daboll, the boy wonder, Mike Kafka, the genius. Brian Daboll offense has been dookie since he's been here. Even on their big season, their playoff season, that first year, 3,000 yards, 15 touchdowns. That's good for. If Jackson Dart came up like 7-up and had 3,000 yards and 15 touchdowns his rookie season, I would be impressed. A 4-year or 5-year veteran has that. I'm like, ugh. And we take a look at the fact that if you look at Brian Daboll and what he's done throughout the entirety of his NFL career, outside of Josh Allen, he's got fired at every stop. So what gives us the inclination that we are going to have a Josh Allen-led offense? I don't know. But like I said, for the next couple of weeks till July 22nd, we're gonna have to hear about this. We're going to talk about the defense in a minute. Let's get back to the chat. James Stein said, good morning, Tim. Mike Lee said, great video yesterday, Tim, with Matt. If you missed it, go see the Matt Sims video. Matt and I did a wide-ranging interview yesterday, which actually was a really good interview. Matt was a great guy. It was funny though because I always tell behind-the-scenes stories. That's just what I do. So I was talking to Matt before we started rolling, and I say, how much time do I have? He's like, well, I got like 20 minutes. And I was like, oh, okay. So like I say, you want to be respectful for people's time. And as we're rolling along, I'm looking at it, and it's like 30 minutes, and I'm like, I got to wrap this up because I don't want to keep this guy on, But we're still flowing, we're still rolling, And I love it, and I understand. Trust me, I understand. Listen, you always tell people it's going to be like 20 minutes, especially someone you don't know, because then you're just going to be like, this guy's an idiot. I can just bail in fucking 20 minutes and it's over. But it really was, like I said, we could have gone for another hour. I had so many more questions about the Giants, about his career, even about his father, that I literally could have gone on for an hour. And I invited Matt on, told him he's got an open invitation to come back anytime he wants. I asked him to come on and do a live stream, which he said he would. So like I said, I still have, listen, I don't organize questions. I don't fill out questions. I don't put questions together. I sent Matt some questions, because it was for the Believe Network. So I sent him some questions, but I was like, I don't need to send you questions to do, because I got like 40,000 other questions I can ask you right now. So, and like I said, it was, if you missed it, it was a really good interview. I could put the link in the thing, but I would have to go on YouTube and just go find it. You know where my channel is. But like I said, I also told him to tell his father that I'm still pissed at him for blowing me off in '87. when I was a kid. And also, if you do not know this, and if you have a young-minded quarterback in your household, Sims Complete. It's basically it's a passing camp. So make sure you go find him on Twitter at Sims Complete as well. I'm thinking, because of the NIL deal, like I said, I was thinking of coming back as a safety, but now I'm thinking of coming back as a quarterback. I think Furman needs a quarterback. So I already asked Matt. I said on the stream, on the video, I asked him, I said, can you help me? And I loved it because fitting with this show, he basically said, yes, we could take an old person with no talent and make him throw the ball better. I think that was a shot at me. But I'm thinking of going to the camp. I'm thinking of emailing Sims Complete and going to the passing camp. Think about that. That's a story. That, you know what? As the summer builds up, that's a story to do until the Giants are ready. Yo, Trenton says, we're going to talk about the Mets shellacking. I prefer shellacking the Phillies yesterday. Jay Ferris says, yep, players have to outplay their contract to have a dispute. You're right. We're not in a plethora of contractual issues right now in reference to talent. I got to finish my croissant sandwich. Everyone amuse yourself. It's ASMR. Mets have been losing all week. They needed to rebound. Yeah, we lost 5 in a row. Let's go, Mets, go. We got the teamwork to make the dream. James Stein says, I can't wait for football to come back. It's pretty boring without it. Listen, when the Knicks lost, basketball was over to me. I haven't even watched the finals. I haven't seen the numbers for the finals either. So, this is the worst part. What are we in? 30 days. Rookies do not report until 30 days from today. There's not going to be a lot of content, guys. I mean, I'll still come on and bullshit with you. That's just what I do. There's not going to be a lot of great content unless something happens. I have interviews coming up. I have other interviews coming up. I know everyone's like, oh, Tim's going Hollywood. Tim's going mainstream. Yeah, you're right, because I don't have to deal with you guys anymore. ESPN, here I come. ESPN Deportes, here I come. Chris, what's up, Chris for Love MMA? Smash that like. Tuning in after opening. You need to tune in. And you got to tune in, man. I miss you, Chris. Chris for the Love MMA. Everyone knows him. See him in the chat. I've met Chris a couple times. We went to a couple events with Chris. Chris came to one of the live stream we did at the bar. Over in I don't remember where. So he's awesome guy, Chris. I love Chris. James says, I don't have any expectations for this team. Gets too many bad seasons recently to get excited about this team. No, there's still an air of excitement, Chris. James, sorry. Because we've said this a million times before. Everyone is undefeated in June. We're 0-0, baby. We're tied for first in 2025. And you're going to get overhyped and you're going to get more over expectations once training camp starts. That's only natural. Certain people are going to overhype at players ad nauseum for the likes, the clicks, and the bleeps and the boot. Not looking at you, Chad Sports. You're going to do that. That's going to happen. But it's because of the fact that we are going to be so starved. If you're not into baseball, you're going to be so starved for football. You're going to come with me to Sims Complete, the passing camp. I'm really thinking of going. I am really thinking about doing this. How crazy would it be to me to go through their camp? I'm thinking about it. Why not? I don't have to play safety. I don't think my knees can hold up. But I think I can play quarterback. I got the arm still. I got some arm strength. I went to the range the other day. You should have seen on the golf range. You should have seen me on that. I was dropping 270, 280 on the driver. I still got some talent. You might need to have an ambulance nearby, but we'll be good. Jay Ferris says, what does Jay Ferris says? Every team thinks they're winning the Super Bowl. Jets are starting Justin Fields. Jets, their fan base are bullish, full of delusion, because it's June. That's what we want to be. Right now, Jackson Dart is the best rookie quarterback right now in the entire rookie class. Because he hasn't thrown an NFL pass yet. James says, I believe when I see it, the kind of fans that just me. And it's exactly right. Exactly. Prove it. Just prove it. That's it. You know what? That's it. That's all I want. I want you to come out and prove it. And I think that, do I think they can? I've said this a million times before. If you want a shot at the playoffs, if you want a chance at 500, the Giants, first 6 games, you have to go 3-3. You don't go 3-3 those first 6, you're screwed. So I think that's what expectations need to be. Mike Lee says, Tim is just punning around. Hey-oh. I'm always optimistic, says Trenton, going to the new season. Other than the COVID year, I knew the Eagles, we were fucked when Doug Peterson played for a tie in week 2. Well, you're an Eagle fan. You can't talk. You've been to 3 Super Bowls in 7 years, and you won 2 of them. You're not allowed to talk. Jay Ferris says, I don't like the bozo Dable, but when we have the league's average quarterback, we usually win that game. Here's my thing with Dable. Fat Dable's coming back. Brian Dable's putting on some weight. Skinny Dable can't win shit. Fat Dable, coach of the year. Think about that. Just think about that for a minute. Skinny Dable, bad coach. Fat Dable, Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills, first season of the Giants. All right. You got that? Do I have the gate open? Because I keep hearing a pause. I got to see if I have the gate open. I don't think I have the gate open here. That's technical effects talk with the gate open and stuff like that. That's technical talk. I don't remember how to do that. Trenton says, when Dable was fat, he was a much better coach than a person. Jay Ferris says, Matt Sims and Tim's show is outstanding. I've already told Matt he needs to dump his father. Screw Sims complete. I want Sims to Tim. That's the name of the new pod. Sims to Tim. Phil can be a guest. He blew me off in 87. He can be a guest. Let's see here. James says, in a nutshell, this way, I'm not disappointed in the end. You're right. You don't want to be disappointed in the end. Jay Ferris says, being fat makes you a better person. Santa. Laurel and Hardy, the fat one. I can't think of anyone right now, but just going with Santa. What's going on, my brother? Remember how when we came out of camp 2 years ago in a row, we didn't even play the same sport as the other team, as much for Dable being the right coach. Listen, when we came out of that Dallas game, Sunday Night Football, Queen Latifah singing the national anthem, playing Dallas on a Sunday night. Oh yeah. It was great. I'm there with Big El Gigante. We were on the field doing the flag. We got to our seats, and I think by the time we got to our seats, we were down by 23. You're right. We have to show up better. That's a great way to put it. We have to show up better. I know what I need to do. Is the gate on? Hold on. Turn that off. So I'm getting feedback from my own thing, so that's better. There we go. I took the gate. The technical term is I took the gate off. But we have to come out. We have to come out. We can't lay a stinker against Washington. No, not in week 1. We have to prove that Jaden Daniels is a bum. And I'm doing an interview tomorrow with someone that covers the Washington Redskins, and that the episode will probably be out on Tuesday. So we're gonna talk all about Jaden Daniels and how much he sucks. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But you're right, we have to come out more positive. We have to come out with energy. James said, what does James Stein said? Yes, I saw the video. It was very good. First of all, James, it was awesome. Not very good. A newborn baby is very good. The Matt Sims, the Tim interview was awesome. Oh, Jay Ferris also says, Dable handles preseasons like our team is Super Bowl ready with ready veteran contender. Yeah, that is a problem. That is the teams have now gotten, a lot of teams have gotten away from using preseason from what it was designed for because of the fear of injuries. Preseason was always that expectation that you would go out there and see who had veterans that are on the bubble make the team to get your starters going. But over the last couple of years, it's just been, we had one series last year or 2 years ago. We had one series. And I love that because that one series almost got Darren Waller decapitated and we scored a touchdown. And everyone's like, okay, I'm out. I'm done. Peace. No, you need to build continuity. You need to build timing. Go back like 7 years ago. It was the Chicago Bears, and they still made the playoffs that year. They played none of their starters in preseason and none of their second team. It was all third stringers and Home Depoters. And you know what? They still and they came out and lost like 5 in a row. There is a reason why we have preseason. There is a reason why that you sit there and you go to those camps. We don't do 2-a-days anymore, but there was a reason why we do this. So we just don't see it anymore. Tim, you would be the best quarterback on the Browns roster if you suited up today. I'm just going for my NIL deal. And I've really been thinking about this. I don't have any tape. When you go to college, you can send in your tape. I don't have a tape. I don't have a quarterback tape. What's better than going through the Matt Sims quarterback camp, taping it, and sending it to Furman? Think about it. These chisels, good looks, these blue eyes, the long flowing hair. I'm Jackson Dart, man. I'm the 50-plus-year-old Jackson Dart. Dylan Gabriel can do things. I don't know. I don't like Dylan Gabriel, though. I would dump Pickett. I don't like Dylan Gabriel at all. Dylan Gabriel, he was okay at UCF. He was putting up big numbers at UCF, and then the injury occurred, and he went over to after that, he went to Oregon. I mean, to me, is he another Oregon product? Because we're going to see what Bo Nix is this year. Sup, says Greg, ladies and gentlemen, and Big T. Greg, thank you once again for sending me those nice messages of encouragement the other day. I did greatly appreciate that. Trenton says, what's up? What's up? Everyone just chatting with each other. More like going to see caucus. See caucus. Joey G Sports. Play Neighbors top 3 fantasy football player. Top 3. I don't know if I'd put Neighbors in the top 3 fantasy players because I don't know what the quarterback situation is going to be. I'm just throwing it out there. Jay says, let's be honest, the hype in the multi-billion-dollar organizations marketing to us, selling us tickets and jerky. Well, you know what? They're not doing a great job selling you tickets. For the 3rd year in a row, the Giants are selling single game tickets for every single home game. When we were here, that never happened. Not once. There was a 25-year waiting list. That never happened here. Hold on. I have to hold on a minute. Everybody just hold on a minute. Someone's emailing me. Hear my damn laptop ring here. Trenton, amuse everybody. Let's give him now. Now the person that's texting me is evidently email is now texting me. It must be something important. All right, wasn't important. Wasn't important. Well, I don't know what I was doing. Now they're sending me on the other phone. Hirsch for real. What's up, my brother? I haven't seen you in a long time. Off Broadway. Off Broadway. Tim, good morning. Good morning, G family. Dope interview with Matt. Listen, guys, you got to stop talking about the Matt Simmons interview because that's going to give Matt a swelled head. We all know who the star of that show was. Okay? And it's a guy that didn't play for the Jets. On a side note, Carl Banks says, reconfirmed, vis-a-vis the Twitter sphere, that he will be on during training camp. Here. Oh, that's the one you. Oh, like they say in Bull Durham. Oh, that's good. That's a humdinger. What's up, Danny? Danny boy. Good day, gentlemen. Like Bubba was fat as well. Buddha was fat as well. I'm thinking Bubba from Forrest Gump. Buddha was fat. Okay, so we have Santa and Buddha, and the fat guy from Laurel and Hardy. We're getting good. Skinny or fat, Dable's play calling has been straight up predictable and lacking spark. Remember last year when we put in all the motion? Our Tuesday was motion. I loved it because you saw the content creators. It's motion. We have motion now. Look at all the motion. Come on, everybody, do the brand new dance now. Come on, baby, do the Giants motion. It didn't fool anybody. Unless you're in Pop Warner. Unless you're in high school, motion's not fooling the defense. These guys have seen motion since Pop Warner. You're not fooling anyone. You're using it to put players in position, put better positions to make a play, not to fool anybody. To create mismatches. No one's going to be fooled by the motion. I had to hear this from all these content creators. Oh, we're doing motion now. The offense is going to be so wonderful. It's now the West Coast offense. Makes my brain hurt. Off Broadway. Good day, Greg, Jenny, J. Ferris, Joey G. Off Broadway. I love how we just call out everyone's name and I just read it because I'm an idiot. Off Broadway says Dable's play coin has been cheeks. We took the reins away for Kafka because he was unimaginative and he seemed to be overmatched at times, but his offense was better that first year than it had been the last 2 years. And Dable's the genius. And like I said, but think about this. Outside of Josh Allen, in the NFL, don't give me college, in the NFL, where did Dable have any success? Nowhere. He got fired every place he went. He became successful after he found a guy named number 7 that wore number 17. I was still shocked that Jackson Dart didn't pick 17. Daniel's a bum. Daniel Jones? Yeah. Jay Ferris says, what are you talking about? Dable made Josh Allen. His play calling is incredible. Worst offense in the league. I love it that Dable leaves Buffalo. Josh Allen actually got better and won an MVP. And I remember the first season after Dable. And everyone's like, oh, look, Josh Allen's stats are so terrible. He threw for more yards. He threw for more touchdowns, but he also threw for like 4 more interceptions. And I was looking at it like, what the fuck are people talking about here? Trenton says, we need to let Kafka take the reins and prove he can OC. Why? We only hired him to be an OC. We only hired him to do that. Why would we want him to do that? He's only hired to be the offensive coordinator and's been sitting on the bench getting coffee for the last 2.5 seasons. But don't worry. We pay him. We pay him pretty handsomely not to call plays. The Giants have a quarterback coach. I know I could look it up, but Ryan's not here. Zach Attack's not here. The Giants have a quarterback coach. I was curious about that. I know it will fix the Giants. Get some cheerleaders and a mascot problems and some bad cheesesteaks. We don't go into that, Trenton. We don't do that shit. We're the New York Football Giants. We play here at Giant Stadium, also known as MetLife, also known as home of the Jets, also known as the Big Refrigerator. I am redubbing Giant Stadium. I'm changing it. No, it's the Big Air Conditioner. We play here at the Big Air Conditioner. Come to the house of the Giants and you will freeze. Because we have the AC set for 40. And that's what we're going to drop on you. Kafka is basically getting the free checks. I think he is. Oh, Jalen Hyatt's a mascot. Mike Lee also says, so having injuries during the beginning of the season instead of preseason makes sense. Like I said, the ability now for teams not to use preseason for what it is specifically designed for and has been. Listen, when they had like 5 preseason games, that was fucking crazy. Now, but the problem is you are taking Ryan, Big Blue Podcast. Now Ryan fucking shows up when I needed him to look something. Ryan, do we have a quarterback coach? Do we have a quarterback coach, Ryan? Look that up, Ryan. That's your job. You got one job, Ryan. Ryan and I are doing a new podcast. Yes, I know my busy schedule, and I'm also now doing a new podcast. The new podcast is called New York Giants Generations. You're going to be able to find it on Monday, any place that you can find podcasts. It's going to be, and I don't have the logo. Professionalism at its finest. And we are going to talk everything New York Football Giants. The first 3 episodes have already been done. We're going to talk everything New York Football Giants. We're going to talk everything from generational perspectives. The first 3 episodes, one is about Dexter Lawrence, whether he is truly a great player or just a player on a bad team. The next one is going to be about how, and the best part is we also get into all these different side topics. The next one is going to be about, I don't remember what the next one's going to be about. The next one's going to be about something about, one's about Giant Stadium. And I don't remember what the other one's about. I don't. Ryan, what is the other one? What are the topics of, Ryan, put in the chat, because I sent them to you. Put in the chat what the topics are about. And I'm trying to find the logo here for this. I sent it to Ryan. It's professionalism is at its finest. That's just why we have all these big time people coming on now. It's professionalism. They want to be all part of the professionalism. Yeah, professionalism. We're a bunch of professional idiots. That's what I am. Can I pull something out of the thing? Because that is an awesome logo. I'm not gonna lie to you. I made an awesome logo. Copy image. Oh yeah, I can copy the image. Okay, then I go over here. I push this button here, and then I hit paste. No, I can't do that. Why is it not letting me copy the image? Copy message. No, I don't want to copy the message. Okay, well, you know what? If you saw the image and you saw the thing, you'd be flabbergasted. That's how fucking awesome it is. I'm just gonna build up expectations by letting you know. Oh wait, I found it right here. Look under Generations, Tim. Tim, look under Final Cover Generations. All right, I found it. I found it. It was in the one place you would never think, in the file that it's supposed to be in. Oh wait, did I already have it? Oh wait, no, I don't have it. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna delete this. Here we go. For the new podcast, for young Ryan with Ryan's Big Blue Podcast, this will be dropping on Monday. I'm going to upload this. There you go. It's New York Giants Generations. Oh, I got to take this off now. Oh, I got professionalism as mine. It's New York Giants Generation because every generation bleeds blue. So make sure you go out where any place you listen to podcasts. I think I'm going to put the first episode, because we also did the video version of it. So I think I'm going to put the first episode on my YouTube channel. On this channel. That makes sense now. So make sure you take a look at that. Of course, New York Giants Generations. Follow us on Twitter under NYG Generations, or Generation, because someone has generations. So go NYG Generation and follow us. Follow us on the whatever the fuck that place is called. Follow us on that as well. Ryan, you're supposed to be doing this, not me. I'm the brains behind the operation. That's why this is going to be a massive failure. All right, Dan. Let's see here. Where are we at here? Let's get back to Jalen Hyatt. We got to the Jalen Hyatt as a mascot. We did. Injuries. We got to the injuries. Kafka's job has been gravy. Yes, gravy on top of a lot of butter. Mike Kafka is the second highest paid OC in the NFL. I did think that he was, and he doesn't do anything, which is awesome. Eagles didn't play anyone in the preseason, and it looked like shit the first 4 weeks of the season. Well, no, you bounced around. You won overseas, and you did okay. Josh Allen made Brian Daboll. We know that. I think we all know Josh Allen made Brian Daboll. I do think we know that. But the problem is, does the Giant organization know that? Does Joe Shane know that? Did Joe Shane just go with the safety net of someone that he knew from Buffalo and Miami and just kind of went that direction? I kind of think so. Mike Lee says, Tim, you should play for Duke. Then you have a chance to start for the Giants. I'm thinking about this, guys. I'm going to go to the passing camp, get some footage, piece together a tape, and send it to Furman. And we got to thank the big dog for coming in, dropping the 5 gifts for whatever hell it's called, the online Big Blue memberships, Straight Talk memberships. You get all the shorts early. You get all the videos early. Please watch them when they send them to you, because the purpose of me sending to you early is so you motherfuckers watch them. I appreciate anyone that is an online Big Blue member, because we've had members now for 3 years. It's crazy. And I think I have to do. I went through the member list the other day, and I think I have to do something for the members. For the members that have been, if you've been a member over for a year, I'm thinking about putting together some T-shirts or something. I'm thinking about doing that because it's the summer and I got nothing else to do. So why not? Oh no, I'm doing the podcast with Ryan, the Big Blue podcast thingy. It's the professionalism. I am surprised that Only Believe came knocking on the door with this professionalism. It seems like Daboll has been in the right place at the right time. Daboll was, like I said, go back and look at what he has done for not his college career, his NFL career. He got fired every stop. He got fired by his mentor. Damn, that's a big dog bark. We have big dogs. Shockingly, in this house, we have big dogs. I know. He's upstairs. He's not happy. That's Ralphie. And we named him Ralphie after A Christmas Story. He's not happy. And I love it because my wife, when she yells at him, and she's like, Ralphie! Just like the mom from A Christmas Story. It cracks me up. That's why I named him Ralphie, because we got him during Christmas. But he's a big boy. He's 100 and something pounds. Then we got the other one that we think is a wolf. Because when I go out and get a rescue, why would I get it like a normal dog? No, I went out and got like a coyote. Literally looks like a coyote. And I laugh because the people we rescued it from, the mom dog got out. And then she came back pregnant, so they don't know what the breed is. So sweetest pie. Then we got another dog's like 85 pounds. Davey! What's up, Davey? Big Davey. Davey, I got you on that one, James. He's been in the right place. He's been in a lot of places. Dable has been in a lot of places. Davey says, when are you going to introduce your new channel? I just did. Or am I tremendously late again? I'll reintroduce it again. New York Giants Generations, just for Davey, because I don't even remember the tagline. Because every generation bleeds blue. talking all about the New York Giants from different generations' perspectives. We're going to have on guests. We're going to have on guys that have been in this chat. We're going to have different areas. We're going to have what I refer to as the A-team, which would be like me, James, T. Brad, maybe Mike Lee would like to make an appearance, Greg, a lot of people that have always been in this chat to go up against the youngsters, what I call the diaper brigade, and Ryan and whomever is old enough to stay up past 9 o'clock. I love you, Ryan. I wouldn't do this, but I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't like Ryan. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's see here. Off Broadway. MAGA channel? No, it's not a MAGA channel. James says, hey, Broadway, you're right about that. Josh Allen did make Dable look good. He did, 100%. Broadway says, Dable's been at Bama and Coach Hurts and Tua. It was also there. Lane Kiffin. Eating an apple. AMSR. Just want to bring that up. No, I did not get my letter of intent from Furman. Those that do not know, I'm going to go to the Sims Complete Passing Camp because Matt Sims so eloquently told me I can make an old man look good throwing a football. I don't know who he was talking about. I don't know who he was referring to. That's why I decided I like Matt Sims. I'm like, okay, you got a little smart ass in you. I like that. I'm going to go there, get my tape together, send it to Furman, get my NIL deal. I'm thinking of like a supermarket. Davey says, Buddha was not fat. He was pleasantly plump. Jay Ferris also says, Allen was a small school, rough around the edges, first rounder. Wyoming's not a small school. Wyoming's just not known as a quarterback school. Wyoming didn't play people like Furman, Northern Georgia. The list goes on. Big Brian's Big Blue Podcast. And chat. Oh, Shea Tierney that's our quarterback coach? I was always wondering because I've run motions in the bathroom. I was wondering that because the quarterback coach used to be in the NFL used to be this huge deal. You would always want to go out there and find the great quarterback coach. You always wanted that quarterback coach. And that was the thing. Have we gotten away from that? I'm always thinking about that. Have we gotten away from the quarterback coach? Because you don't hear the quarterback coach anymore. You don't hear about the quarterback gurus, the guys that you're going to go out and find to go out and make your players better. If you're talking, like I said, so have we gotten away from that? Have we gotten away from getting those guys that are these gurus that come in and teach people what to do? I don't know. I'm curious. I run motions in the bathroom. Hey-oh. David says, I like Twisted Sister. We're not going to take it. Hello, we're not going to take it. We're not going to take it anymore. Off-Broadway says, what's up, Ryan? Ryan says, what's up? I like how I just keep reading the same messages. Davey says, Joe Shane asked me, what's a quarterback coach? Hey-oh. Jay Ferris says, is Dexter a good player or just a bad team? Ratings through the roof. Oh, the young Ryan thinks the last episode we did was the best. The Dexter Lawrence episode, and it is going to be epic. That's why I'm thinking I might have to put it on the channel. I'm thinking I might have to put it on the channel because I don't remember what it was called. Do you, Ryan? I sent you the title of the episode. Do you remember what the title is going to be? I'm trying to find the title right now. Off Broadway. Let's see here. I'm going through it. I'm going through all my DMs to Ryan because it would be just easier if Ryan would just tell me what it is. But it is going to be just basically, is Dexter Lawrence overrated? Is Dexter Lawrence, and we compare Dexter Lawrence to players throughout NFL history. At least I go in and I give Ryan a little presentation of what what Dexter Lawrence is compared to some of the greatest defensive tackles and nose tackles in history. And I think I may have changed young Ryan's opinion a little bit on this. And I can't find out what Ryan, go back. Ryan, I need you to go back through your messages and find me the thing I sent you in reference to the name of the pod of that first episode, what it was called. Because I think the name of the first pod really summed it up. So Ryan, go find that for me, please. Is the new channel on YouTube? I don't know if the new channel is going to be on YouTube yet. We're going to keep it as a podcast for the moment. And like I said, if anything, what I will do is Ryan and I will decide about that. So I also don't want to. Oh, here we go. The name of the episode: Dexter Lawrence, Giants great, or best available. You think that's not going to cause? Some issues? I got to write that down. Hold on. Dexter Lawrence, Giants great, or best available. There we go. I had to text that to myself because I'm going to need to put that in the thing. So that's going to be good. Eli Manning, overrated or underrated? That episode, we then get into everything about Russell Wilson and I forget, but that was a really good episode too. And the other one was Giants Stadium, MetLife through the years. Sounds like the history show. No, this is great. This is great because I've been scoring these episodes, and I'm in my mind I'm 3-0. I'm 3-0. I know Ryan thinks he won one, but I'm 3-0. Jay Ferris, we're doing more history until the info comes out. The season ramps up. We are. It is going to be a banger. Stay tuned for that because it's going to get ugly quick. Because there's going to be a lot of. I have this feeling I'm going to get a lot of hate. Because they mostly come at night. Mostly. Jay Ferris says you should do a show documenting all of our third round pick failure. That's going to be a lot of. Ryan says, but that'd be about 7 hours. I would like to see Kyle Lauletta interview. Kyle Lauletta's got. Matt Sims has got stuff to do. I don't think Kyle Lauletta's doing very much right now. Oh my goodness gracious! I got another interview coming up that I'm kind of excited about. Well, that's what it is. I got another interview coming up I'm kind of excited about too. I'm not going to announce that until I got to do it on Wednesday. I think it is. I got the Washington interview on Monday. And I'm going to be on somebody's show on Tuesday. I think it is. Hold on. Let me see. I'm going to do another person's show. I have decided, and I just made this decision a moment ago. I decided I'm just not going to do podcasts anymore. I'm going to be like Tuesday. I'm going to be on another show on Tuesday. I'm not going to say whom yet until it's confirmed, but I'm going to tell everyone that. But I'm going to be like I'm going to be like an old 80s TV actor he was only known for one show and the show gets canceled. And then all he does is go on the guest appearances like Love Boat and Fantasy Island, things like that. That's what I decided I'm going to do. I'm going to be like the old 80s TV actor who can't get work and just make guest appearances. I think that'll work out. Again, we want to thank Big Don for the 5 Big Blue memberships. Big Don. Always love Big Don. Big Don and I are waiting for the new NCAA football to come out. He's been texting me all these videos, which are freaking awesome. What about Brendan Brown? He is like Costanza from Seinfeld. I have no clue what his job is yet. He's always hanging around. I got the George Costanza bobblehead somewhere around here too. Wait, here we go. Hello. There you go, George Costanza. What don't I have lying around in this office? I am literally in my office. My wife hates it. I have stuff just everywhere on the floor, hanging up, literally in front of me. There's this beautiful wall with all these photos from different things I've done and all these things. And I have a clothing rack in front of it. And I have like 50 jerseys and coats and stuff hanging up in front of it. Let's see here. Down Eagles NYC legend. When blog, what's up? I can't believe we drafted Jackson Dart. It's been a while. You haven't been around a while. No, yeah, we did draft Jackson Dart. It's been a while. Hold on. Damn it, someone's messaging me again. I should just put the laptop up, but I can't because there's no room on the desk. So everyone amuse yourselves. This is why I need to have a co-host. If I had a co-host, I wouldn't have to be doing this. Off Broadway, we'll see what Jackson's are. Joe, Shane, and Dable were Maris' choice to make Daniel Jones a top-tier quarterback. That's what I worry about all the time. That's exactly what I worry about. What happens if the Giants go 0-8 and we fire Dable? Because we're probably going to keep Shane one more year. And are we going to then say we need to hire a coach who can work with Jackson Dart? That frightens me a lot. That really does. That makes me nervous a lot. Just reading Twitter. Davey says, now that you are buddy with the Sims camp, maybe you can get to go to Morehead State. Morehead State doesn't have football anymore. It doesn't have football anymore. Don, is my name on the ballot? Don, did Off Broadway get a membership? Rod J. Ferris says, yeah, Ryan and Tim's podcast live from Morehead State parking lot. We're going to do a live stream from the Giant parking lot, I decided this year. We did the live stream from the Shannon Rose in Clifton, New Jersey. It's a bar. It was a lot of fun. But I think I'm going to do a live stream from the parking lot. Because I'm just a glutton for punishment, I guess. Oh, let's see here. Lil Ralphie. Yeah, literally, I love it because when my wife yells at him, it sounds just like the mom from, because you hear at one point she goes, Ralphie on the double. Every time she yells at Ralphie, get down here. Then I laugh because I always go, Ralphie on the double. And we have a wolf. I love it because people would go, you know what? I would not expect Tim to have anything different but like a coyote as a dog. Because we live in the middle of nowhere. I was walking in the field and I'm looking down, the dog is sniffing. And I looked down, I thought it was a mouse. It's this little tiny rabbit. And then I laughed because I'm like, well, where the hell's the hutch? And then I see this grass, like just popping up and down. There's a rabbit hutch underneath the thing. I'm sitting there with this dog, it's 120-something pounds. And I'm trying to pull him away from the rabbits. I'm like, oh, God. Good luck with the new podcast channel. Tim, thank you. Otherwise, I feel James is incoming. T-Brad, too. Oh, we're going to have James and T-Brad on the new podcast. Because I'm going to have my A team. I'm going to come up with like 3 other guys. Because that's how there was 4 guys in the A team. I'm Hannibal Smith. I don't know who James and T-Brad are yet. But I'm going to have one more person on my A team. And we're going to go against the Y team, which is Ryan's team. And I'm already working on some big name guests to come on this train wreck of a show. So make sure you stay tuned for that. For those that do not know, the new show drops mañana. And the new show, of course, we'll put it up one more time, is going to be New York Giants Generations. Because every generation bleeds blue. We're going to go through, we have spirited debates, Ryan's always wrong, talking all about different things, different generations, from a different generational perspective from the New York Giants. And then once the season starts, we're going to then be debating the season. We're going to be debating training camp, the player moves, and everything else. It'll probably be, when the season starts, since Ryan and I both have a podcast, it's probably just going to have to be a weekly show. I don't know. We haven't decided that yet, but we're going to figure that out because I got a lot of other shows that I'm doing now too. So we want to make sure that, but that's going to be a lot of fun. And like I said, I want to have you guys on. I want to have people that have been in the chat forever. I want to see like Davey. I want to see like hell, even Jay Ferris if you want to come on. I want to see people off Broadway. I want to see people that I want to get Honey Pot on. I want to see all the people that we normally have on. Hell, I might even have no, he's an Eagle fan. Might even have Trenton come on. And we're going to chop it up, and we're going to go against it. It's going to be the A team versus the Y team, and you know who's going to win. James, what's up, C. Sims? How you doing? Good morning, Tim. Great interview with Matt Sims. Are you going to do a show with Bobby Skinner on the new channel? I don't know who Bobby Skinner is. I was trying to. Zach Attack's not here. I'm not 100% sure who Bobby Skinner is. It wasn't a dramatic pause. It wasn't a say sure. It was me trying to access that part of my brain that says, I've heard this name before. Make sure you don't say something dumb just in case it is someone you want to do a show with. But then I thought to myself, saying that I don't know who this person is probably something dumb. But then it's me, so I don't really fucking care. Oh, my God. But thank you. Like I said, the Matt Sims interview was great. It wasn't great just because I was on it, because that's usually the only reason. You know, I had to carry him out a little bit. Just kidding. But it was good that he actually gave answers. And he gave very in-depth football answers. And I think that's awesome. And also he didn't go over the top with using football terminology or analogies, which was great. So like I said, it really, and I thought he gave an awesome perspective on his father and the Hall of Fame. And like I said, I think if you watch it, go watch it, make sure you watch to the end. He gives advice to Jackson Dart, which I think I'm going to cut up into a short, which I thought was phenomenal. I was like, that was freaking awesome. Broadway said, where's the kid that was drafted to play next to Dex? He is MIA during OTAs. I don't know. There's a lot of guys that didn't participate in OTAs, but like I said, it's the OTA. Neighbors we haven't seen a Neighbors truly on the field sighting yet because of the toe. So I mean, but it is what it is. It's the OTAs. That's why it's going to be the summer of over expectations. Trenton Dexy Sexy Stutter Dud should be the title. No, it's not. The Dexter Lawrence video, I love the title of the Dexter Lawrence video because I think it kind of encompasses it right now. Dexter Lawrence, Giant, Great, or Best Available. I think that and when we break this, you're going to be surprised by this. And listen to it on Monday. When we break down, or when I break down and compare Dexter Lawrence to two other Giant defensive / nose tackles and start comparing him to some of the best nose tackles in the history of the league, your mind might change a little bit about exactly what Dexter Lawrence is. I'm afraid to put it on my channel because I'll just lose 100 subscribers again. Jay Ferris says, is Big Dash and Darius Alexander the same person? Why? Does he talk a lot about Darius Alexander? I like Big Dash, but I don't watch any of his shows. Sorry. Listen, I don't watch Giant YouTube. I don't watch YouTube. I don't watch TV. I watched Expedition Unknown. Me and Josh Gates hanging out Thursday night. It was weird, though, because you go down and you go to the meet and greet and you hear this voice. You're like, I know that voice. It was Josh Gates. But I don't watch YouTube. I don't watch television. I watch movies. I think everyone knows I watch movies. That's all I really watch. You go to like my iTunes account or where iMovie is or whatever the hell it's called. I probably have like 900 movies. My wife used to laugh at me because I used to, when it was DVDs, I had like 1,000 DVDs. And then I used to watch all these bad movies. Ryan says, I'm 1-1-1. Now you're 0-3. You're 0-3, Ryan. James Williams has hit that like button. You know what? I'm missing Slider. Slider called the ball. Where is Slider, man? His sister's dog was, they had to put the dog down. I felt bad about that. I just wanted to check on him. James is in the chat. Salute, brother. Let's go. James, everyone look up the Orlando Brown Jr. picks his toughest defensive ends of block. Please. Mr. Wright, what's going on? David says, I'm from your generation, so my knowledge of technical and minimal. Where can I get your pod? The pod is going to be everywhere. Not YouTube, iTunes, Apple Pod, Spotify, Amazon, Pornhub. I don't know, wherever you find podcasts. Did you go on New York Revival? That's way to go, Danny. Way to go, Danny. Way to fuck it up. Everyone out of the pool, Danny fucked it up for everybody. Turning the show off. Why don't we just call it the Danny Show? I will be on. We'll confirm it, but it looks like I'm going to be on not Giants Revival, New York Revival on Tuesday. Danny fucked it up. But it looks like I'm going to be on New York Revival on Tuesday. Do not call it Giants Revival because they get mad. I guess I would be mad if someone got my podcast name wrong. And I love the one guy. He's like, well, you must have heard of our show because you called it Giants Revival. I said, no. I said, I did that thing, that psychological thing that your brain automatically just pieces something in without actually reading. So, sorry. But it'll be fun. I watched one of their thumbnails. Looks good. Looks like it's going to be a good time. Off-Broadway, James's late Juneteenth, my brother. Halloween episode with Kayvon Thibodeau. What about Brian Burns? Can I come on for a minute, Big Tim? Of course you can come on for a minute. That's what this show is. Here you go. And where's James? Paste. James and Ryan, if you want to come on for a minute, you can come on for a minute too. There you go, Big Don. Number 2, toughest to block. Big Don, Jay Ferris, James better come on. Everyone start playing solitaire. Yeah, because he fucked it up for everyone, Danny did. Serious question. Oh, no, we don't take those. Brian isn't old enough to get into a bar. No, he's not. That's why we're going to have him in the parking lot. Serious question. What do we do if Archie falls into our laps in 2026? First of all, how do we know Archie Manning's even good yet? And I'm not saying he's not going to be good. Everyone's trying to put their eggs in the Archie Manning basket. What if Archie Manning is just not what we think he is? Using the Sims analogy, Chris Sims, top-rated quarterback in high school, coming out, went to Texas, got stuck behind Major Applewhite for a couple of years, came out, played well enough, but was never like this big thing. Even though he had the highest expectations coming out of high school, and he just never, injuries and lack of play, and maybe going to Tampa was not the best idea, which wasn't his choice. But he didn't he didn't progress into what people thought he was going to be when he was the highest rated quarterback in high school. So you gotta look at it that way. Oh, Big Don is here. Let's see where Big Don is. Big.
Oh, sugar nuggets.
There you are, brother. What's up, Big Don? Big Don. Everyone thank Big Don for the online Big Blue memberships, because Big Don is not only a friend of the show. I consider Don an actual personal friend. And
AKA used to be a hater.
And haters gonna hate. But I just shake it off. Some people sometimes I stay out too late and I got nothing on my brain, but that's okay. That's what people say.
Fair point. So, remember how I told you I had a cousin that went to Syracuse University?
Yes, you did.
So I was talking to somebody about him, and I went to look at the Pinstripe Bowl records. He still holds 2 of those records today. So I was like, all right, well, that still works for. It was receiving yards and receiving touchdowns. And then I was talking to him the other day, and I forgot my baby cousin, because now he has a junior. He just got an offer for football, East Carolina University. And here's the kicker, Tim. He also got an offer from Vanderbilt. So we made it, baby. Vanderbilt. We made it.
You're going to the belt, man.
I don't think he wants to go there, though. I don't think he wants to go there, but the fact that you got a full ride from Vanderbilt and Vanderbilt ain't for dummies,
that's in division.
That's a great thing. So
Vanderbilt isn't Vanderbilt still Division I?
Yeah, the SEC, baby.
I know, I was joking there. I was seeing where you went with that one.
But that was it, Tim. I just had to say that. Oh, yeah, and I'm going to talk about trash real quick. James, I will be playing your Ohio State team, and I'm going to trounce them on college football 26 as much as I can. I'm going to turn that injury slider up and take them all down.
When does college football 26 come out?
We get the early versions on the 7th, and it officially comes out on the 10th.
So it comes out
if you
I have that EA Play thing, so.
For the, what was it? You get to play it for what, a couple hours? Or do you get the 10% off when you buy it?
The EA Play, I get it it's one of those things. It's like you get it 4 days before it comes out.
Oh, Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah,
Holy guacamole.
those that do not know, I was a tester for EA Sports and Triberon when they were in Longwood, Florida.
I wonder why you were such a big gamer.
Yeah,
All right,
why
Tim.
not?
Well, you have. Well, I mean, hey, you got to do what you got to do. I gotta send you. Oh, I gotta send you another video
I was like,
later
keep
today.
sending me the videos. Everyone, just to mute yourself. I'm talking to Don. Keep sending me the videos because that last one that broke down when I was the one you hadn't watched when I was texting you all the stuff back that I think is gonna be really cool.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah,
watch that one?
yeah. Like soon as I read that text, I finally got to watch it that evening, and I was like, oh, buddy,
Oh snap, man! I'm ready for this.
Well, if the sliders work properly for injuries, it's going to be an amazing game. But I don't know if the defense is going to be broken this year, Tim, with the stunts. And you
Oh,
have a guy.
yeah, the new stunt thing. I saw that. I was texting you that. That looks like that's going to be. All
Yeah,
right, nobody wants to hear us talk about NCAA college
yeah, yeah,
football.
yeah. But anyway, I'll talk to you later, Tim. I just had to say that. Big shout out to my little cut. Well, he's a junior
I
in
was
high
saying,
school now. He's getting
he's
older.
got a D1, if he's got a full D1 ride, he's not little.
Yeah, he's got 4 offers so far. So but of course, he wants to follow in his father's footsteps. So he's been going to the Syracuse camps. So he wants to go play at SU also. So let's go
Well,
Orange, baby.
let's go, Orangeman. All right, Big
All right,
Don.
have a great
Talk to
day,
you later,
Tim. I'll
brother.
text you. Yes,
All right,
sir.
be safe. We're also going to drop in the second co-host of New York Giants Generations. It is Ryan's from Ryan's Big Blue Podcast coming in live. Got a new hat, Ryan.
Yeah,
Do you have hair?
yeah, I do. I just haven't,
Okay.
and I'm not gonna take it out now. I just got up
Didn't
and
know if you were bald.
no, I'm not bald.
Okay,
Not yet.
Just checking. That's not a
but-
slight against me because I know I'm not.
I'm trying to look more like Dable. That's why. So I went with the Dable hat.
If you're going to look more like Daly, you got to gain about 180 pounds.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
All right, well, make sure you get on. Jay Farris says Ryan isn't old enough to go to a bar. No,
Yeah, no, I'm not.
That's why we're not going to do it in a bar. So, Ryan, you are the new co-host for that wonderful new podcast, New York Giants Generations, which is launching tomorrow. Tomorrow, talking all about different generational perspectives from the New York Giants. There's going to be guests, there's going to be prizes, there's going to be strippers. Oh, there's going to be so many things on this show. And I've said it before. The first episode, I think, is a banger.
I think the second one was the best.
Which one was the second one? I forget.
The Eli Manning.
The Eli Manning one.
I think I think it was a closer debate. The first one was more of you kind of like changing my perspective was changing. But
the first episode was me pointing out everything that Ryan was wrong about.
Yeah, my perspective changing, but I saw you kept Giant Stadium as the background. You've been liking that.
I like the Giant Stadium back. I actually took that picture.
Oh wow.
So I found it in the thing and I put it. So I'm not taking that down. I'm not taking that down. Let's see what Trenton has said. Trenton says, I want this new podcast as an Eagles special guest. Ryan, I think we'll have Trenton come on as an Eagles special guest.
Yeah. During the season, especially.
Definitely. Just missed out on Gary Wimper's prime. He had a prime. I know. Good. I love bro. It's the 18.
I got my Y team.
Are you having your team ready?
I have a few guys in mind, and I'll chat. I'll have them ready by the next time.
No. Okay, they got to be ready like in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah,
because we're doing like Battle of the Stars here.
Let's do it.
We are going to have 8 people on this screen. 4 to 4. 4 to 4.
Counting us?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, of course, counting us. No, we're not going to be in it.
No, I thought like an additional 4 of our team members.
Go back and go back and watch the movie The 18. There's 4 guys.
All right.
So you are their version of you are the young version of Hannibal Smith. So then you have your 3 guys.
All right.
I haven't even talked to my 3 guys yet. But I already know they're going to do it because we're the A team. And I already have a topic. And I'm not releasing the topic until an hour before the pod.
What, to screw my team?
There will be no, this is knowledge. There will be, it's going to be present knowledge. I'm not going to.
I feel like I can kind of guess it.
No, you have no clue. And it's not going to be something from like the 50s, Giant history from the 50s. I'm not going to break out where did Frank Gifford go to college. No.
Strider in the chat. Strider in the chat alert.
Strider, thank you. Strider, call the ball. Strider, come on. I want to talk to you. Well, I'll put the link in the chat again. James, where are you at? Slider, come on. I want to talk to you a minute. But thank you. But just go watch the movie. So we can see here. What do we got here? That is an awesome name. Trent says the tagline is better. Every generation bleeds. Blue is cool. Thank you. More like Red Fox. You're not going to know Red Fox is. Davey says, Tim, tell me where I can get your podcast, and I'll be sure to pop in. Anywhere podcasts can be found. Christopher Tony, what's up? Hello, Tim, and everyone in the chat. Christopher Tony, I haven't seen you in a while. Isn't Bobby Skinner the #1 content creator? I watched his stuff. He seems kind of arrogant.
Bobby was on my show.
Okay, here we go. Okay, giant YouTubers.
Yeah.
So nothing to be embarrassed about. You can know giant YouTubers.
No, I know. Yeah.
OGR Sports, why the fuck are you dropping in a super chat? What the hell's wrong with you? Currently outside listening, do you have space for Evil Gene? Of course. You know what the OG, man. And I know the super chats all go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. And I appreciate it. But don't waste your money on me. Well, actually, you're not. I shouldn't say it. I shouldn't say that because I give the money away. Yes, where's everyone giving out fucking super chats? Here, the link's in the bottom. You're always welcome on. Jeez, what's wrong with you people? When do I start hanging out with morons? Okay, I was getting back to my Bobby Skinner thing. Giant YouTubers. You watch YouTube. You're young.
Not all the time. But yeah,
you do know them. So who the hell is Bobby Skinner? I know he was on the show. I know that now.
He was on Talking. He was on Talking Giants.
Which one is he? The overweight one or the one that got fired?
The one that got that left.
No, he got fired.
I'll be official here.
No, I'll be official for it. He got fired.
All right.
Let's listen. When I'm going to teach you something because you're young. When you have, and I remember this now because they both did videos when it happened. The overweight guy with the glasses video was 11 minutes long. The other guy with the hair, which is still not as nice as mine, did like a 60-minute video. When you get fired from a job and it's not mutual, you have a lot of discontent. So you have a lot to say, which is why he did like a 60-minute video and the other one did an 11-minute video. And also people think these guys built all this. This is from Joe Boy or John Boy or whatever the fuck they're called media. They built it. These two are the hosts. So let's just be honest.
Now he's on Giants Nation show.
Now he's on Giants. I don't even know what show that is.
I watch it from time to time.
Okay, well that's fine. You can. I'm not gonna hold.
No, I'm saying it's. And
here we go. Bobby is half Talking Giants before the channel broke apart. Okay, there we go. See. Bobby was #1 rated Giants podcast. I think he's a good dude.
Oh, look, it's my comment.
I know. I'm only 15 minutes behind in the comments. Christopher Toad, I miss Christopher. Christopher, I haven't seen you in a while. I know I had to come back to Christopher. Where you been? Where you been, Joker? Where you been? Sorry. So he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
I will say this, guys. Ryan is much more boisterous on the podcast, so you're gonna get a little bit more hard hitting answers than
Oh no, yeah, no, I'm energetic on the podcast. I just woke up today. That's why I was a little late.
You woke up. You just woke up. It's 11 o'clock. What do you fucking live in my house?
Just woke up is like 45 minutes ago. Woke up.
My kids are still asleep. They won't be up till like 1.
I can't do that. That just wastes my day.
Well, it's the summer.
Yeah, I know, but like I like to be breakfast is my favorite meal of the day. Still didn't have it yet, but almost.
Still hasn't. You can have breakfast. Do you want an apple? We got some apple here.
Sure.
Apple. Got a little brown because it's been sitting out and I didn't put sugar on it. A little thing right there. All right, let's see here. Let's see. I want to get to you. I'm going to talk to you in a minute here. I want to make sure we get to the set. He works pretty hard. I heard he is the only content creator who makes money. Okay. Believe Network.
No,
Southern New Hampshire University sponsor. Mint Mobile. ESO Fitness. Okay, come on.
There is a few that make money, but
there's a few of us out here that make money. I don't make money through super chats. I make money through sponsorships.
And I think there's like a handful that can make a living off it. Like that they don't have to do anything else.
I don't do anything else.
That's why you're one of the handful. You're one of the
No.
I don't know the word. I'm too early.
No, I do it.
Ryder will be in here soon.
Okay, Slider. All right, Slider. Slider, I need to call the box. I need to talk to you. No, I do it because I'm independently wealthy. I'm a philanthropist. I can't talk today. I need another cup of water. Pennick.
Yeah.
Two, of course, because he is with John Boy.
I meant like because they were talking about which giant people make money, and I was like, Pennick, of course, because he's with the company.
Is it John Boy?
Yeah.
Or John Boy?
John.
It is John? Okay.
I don't watch their stuff though. I'm not a big baseball fan, so that most of their stuff.
Does John Boy do baseball?
Mostly. Talking Yanks, talking baseball.
Wow, I'm actually learning. I'm trying to read these other comments, but I'm learning a lot today. We got to talk Giants, guys. OG Knockout, what's up, Tim? Listening at work. Hopefully, you're not doing anything at work that's going to be, you know what? Has Dable finally come to senses and let the coaches actually coach up their players? That, a head coach, a good head coach, so they say, is supposed to be like the CEO of a company. That they just
coach.
They oversee everything. And they allow the coaches to sit there and do their jobs. Do you think, Ryan, that at times Brian Dable has been now, if you want to go back to like the defenses and winks and everything else, yeah, I could say he's a little bit overbearing by going into the defensive room. He has all the right in the world. But when you go into your defensive coordinators meetings and start trying to give edicts to the guy who's supposed to be putting in the game plan, and when you get into this coach's face, are you being the CEO or are you being overbearing?
You're way overbearing because, you got to you hire them for a reason to coach their position group or their, side of the ball. And you got to just kind of like oversee the whole team. And that's why I don't even want him calling plays because we saw how that went last season. And I'd rather him just focusing on developing the art and seeing the team as a whole. And, just being the coach through the game and not, having to worry about calling plays.
We're going to drop in another special guest today because it's Special Guest Sunday.
Going on mute for a second.
Huh? You're going on mute for a second. Gotcha. You didn't have to. We're going to drop in this special guest. You wanted him. You've got him. He's everyone that we love. Ryan's on the phone. Mr. Unprofessional. James, could you have gotten a little dressed up?
I am dressed.
Oh, you got your jaw shirt on. Oh, it's hot outside, too. What the fuck am I thinking?
It's summertime. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Why do you guys have hats on in the house? How about that?
Because I got up extremely late, and I had to run downstairs and turn the camera on.
No offense. That's how I know you didn't have black grandmothers, because you would have got beat. Hats in the house.
First of all, my abuela would never beat me. She would throw a sandal at me, but she would never beat me.
Same thing.
James,
what up, brothers?
Overhype, over expectation summer. I'm calling
Jay Ferries, I am going on a cruise August 3rd to.
Ryan, stop jumping ahead in the chat.
Sorry.
Okay. James, it's over expectation summer. I'm calling it for the Giants. That the camp is broke. OT is broke. Mandatory minicamp is over. July 22nd, 30 days from today is when we're finally going to see some actual football or putting together football, getting ready for football. Are you ready for this summer of every player, every undrafted free agent is Jerry Rice, every throw or every expectation for Jackson Dart is Joe Montana? Are you ready for the defense is going to be the best defense since Buddy Ryan's 85 Bears in the 46 zone? Are you ready for the summer of over hype and over expectation for the New York Football Giants?
Of course I am. This is what we do. Did you, Ryan, you got your hype train ticket? Because I'll get you one. Oh, we're all in. I know everybody in the chat, Michael Lee, Trenton, you're Eagles fan, but we got you a visitor's ticket on this hype train. You know, everybody out there, Jay Farris, Broadway. I know we're all ready to go. Daddy boy, we're ready to go, baby. Because you know that shout out TP Way. Like we out here, man, because now the fun starts. Now we start getting to a little bit more of the nitty-gritty. What up, Chris? And one thing I got to say, I said it in the comments, but I got to say it in person. Please go Google Orlando Brown Jr. picking his toughest defensive ends to block.
For those that do not know, Orlando Brown Jr. was initially with the Kansas City Chiefs. He was a guy that actually switched from left tackle to right tackle in Kansas City, went over to the Baltimore Ravens. He was a guy who was on a rookie contract. I think it was a second or third round pick that still had 2 years left on his deal that the Giants had an opportunity to get, and they allowed him to go to the Baltimore Ravens. We could have had Andrew Thomas and Orlando Brown Jr. at the ends, but I'm not going to go there. Do you want to just give a preview of it, James? Because I love you, but I'm not going to watch it.
I will say is one of our Giants on there who's going to be part of the best defensive line ever. He's one of the candidates there, and I just want you to see where he gets picked.
All right.
Because again, we just sum it up. I'm not going to tell you the order. I'm not going to tell you who else he picked. Obviously, Myles Garrett is on there, just to throw that out there, just to give you a level of, again, guys that we like here. We can love them. They're our players. But when you broadcast them or put them up against the rest of the league, where do they really stack? And I think that's what you guys are going to start tackling on your new show, which I'm sure you will, and I hope you will. Hope I'll be there.
Episode 1 is Dexter Lawrence. I don't remember the name of the title already. Is Dexter Lawrence Giant?
I think it was Sexy Dexy, Giant Great or Best Available.
Sexy Dexy. Now we're going to say Dexter Lawrence, Giant Great or Best Available. That is the name of the first podcast.
Yeah, you know,
you're gonna love it, James. You're gonna love it.
Oh, I'm sure I will. You know, and it's one more thing is, and again, we don't have to go by ESPN, but ESPN put out, I meant to send it to T-Brad too. I don't think I did, but they put out a polling, offensive, defensive, the best players in the last 25 years. There's no Giants on there. Just to put that in perspective. Michael Strahan, Victor Cruz, all these guys we love, no Giant made their quarter century team. So we need to put things in perspective here with this fan base where I get it. We're all hyped. We're all excited. We're all 0-0. Everybody can win the Super Bowl right now.
That's right. Yeah. Everyone also can hit the like button on the way. We need another hat.
Hit the like button, y'all, please.
Everybody's on the field in June.
We need stop stealing my lines. We need another hat in this chat. We're gonna go with R0B, bringing in the hat.
Oh, of course.
Bringing in the old school Giants logo type hat. What's the T-shirt say?
This is it says the Hammer. So a buddy of mine who
that was a great story. Now let's move on. Sorry. Took too long, man. Took too long.
So anyway, is a shirt of a buddy of mine who used to wrestle. He's no longer here with us. So this is his shirt, so I'm wearing it.
Oh, now I feel like
shout out to the Hammer.
Well, great. Now I feel like great. Now he made me feel like a dick. So now he's gonna have
That's why you gotta let people talk before you wonka them. He might be saying something about feed the children and you're wonking him.
Never. Listen, Matt Sims almost got wonkered, okay? When he said that I could teach an old person to throw a football. I'm just saying.
What's going on, gentlemen? How you guys doing?
What's going on? Jay
What up,
Ferguson
brother?
says, Tim, spend your money on Super Chat money on Aquanet. Don't need to. This is all natural. I wake up, it's like this. Rob.
Tim.
It's my professionalism, so shut up.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Won't happen again.
Yeah, well. We have been talking about today that this is, like every summer for the Giants, a summer of over expectations. That everything that is going to happen now for the New York Football Giants is going to be so overanalyzed and overhyped that we always seem to fall in this trap, especially the last 10, 11 years. That everything we do is every undrafted free agent, I've said it before, is Jerry Rice. Every quarterback that we bring in is Patrick Mahomes. There is, and then we get into training camp, and then the summer of expectation continues, and then usually the wheels fall off the bus week one. Is there a way we can, as Giant fans, and we have a good collection of Giant fans here, is there any way that we can avoid falling into this trap that we seem to fall into every single season the last 10, 11 years?
No. Probably.
Honest answer.
Listen, the answer is probably
honest answer. No, that was like Ryan's thing from last week. Just be better.
Yeah, it's. I don't think that there is. I think it's because you got to think it's a combination of the team has just been so bad for so long, and you have like these. We always talk about it like on the Twitter Spaces. Like the Giants fan base goes beyond social media. Like there are people that are going to the games that have season tickets that they're not on Twitter, they're not on YouTube, they're not in these live streams, right? So it goes beyond that. So there's probably a lot of people in the fan base that wants to be, wants the team to be good, and just because they've been looking at a bad product for so long. And then there's people like us that are just kind of like, I've seen this story before. I've heard this, I've read this book and whatever. So that's why for me, I don't get why, if anybody has expectations for the season, I don't. I'm going into this season without any expectations. And if they win, they win. If they lose, they lose. I'm more so going into the season saying, I don't have to root for losses. I don't have to root. I don't have to be looking at Tankathon after week 3 or 4. I don't have to be rooting, for these guys to get fired because they just passed on Bo Nix and Michael Penix and J.J. McCarthy, this previous draft. They got their quarterback. Hopefully he's going to be the quarterback of the future. We don't know. They got a really good player in Abdul Carter. They drafted other really good players. And then you got players that really were good contributors last year. Probably, I would say maybe 50 to 65% of the reason is because they were just playing, right? And we had no other choice but to play them. But, Drew Phillips going into year 2, Neighbors going into year 2, these guys going into year 2. I'm excited to see Newbin going into year 2. I'm excited to see that. And then you had the acquisitions and free agency. So I don't have any expectations. I just want to see good football. And yeah, I'm going to be rooting like hell for the Giants to win because I don't have to be miserable anymore. So,
well, I got to say 2 things. I got to say, hey, what's up, Mr. Jackson? I also want to see Christopher says, I've been dealing with some health issues and family issues, but I'm back to him. Well, Christopher, I hope everything is going well, and I hope everything is correcting itself out. And I apologize for Rob being as rude as he is by wonking himself, because he must have had something wrong on his end, because I would never do that when someone was telling me an eloquent story. I just want to bring that. I just want to bring that up.
Yeah, finger slipped to hit the wrong button. Sorry, guys.
So it's all fucking Rob's fault, because I'm a professional. And OGR Sports, yes, you can be part of the A team. For those that do not know, we're gonna give it one more shout out because it is coming out tomorrow. It's gonna be New York Giants Generations. Myself with the young, I should say, I'm gonna rephrase this, with the younger Ryan from Ryan's Big Boot Podcast. We're going to be talking about everything from different generational perspectives for the New York Giants, because every generation bleeds blue. The first one is going to be, like I said, about Dexter Lawrence, and is Dexter Lawrence an all-time Giant great or just the best available? So make sure you all stay tuned for that. It's going to be every place that your podcast can be found. Probably going to end up on the Believe Network as well. So we want to just make sure that we all We all look out. We all look out for that mañana. I got Slider in here, and I don't know what the hell he's got going on here. He's ex-split broadcaster. Slider.
Oh, not bad. I should have taken that off.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to take you? You want me to take that off?
Yeah. Please.
Well, here. Okay, come back, Slider. Come back and you put your Slider. Come back and get your camera on because I don't know if I'm supposed to. I don't know if I'm supposed to have that on or up. Or I don't know, man.
It looks like it's kind of explicit, if you know what I'm
saying. Like I said, because right now we're sponsored by Pornhub. The best place that you can get your porn is at Pornhub right now. Young Ryan, cover your ears. Cover your ears so I can talk about porn.
I watch Giants.
Okay, you watch Giants. That's kind of like watching porn. Just
oh my God, we're just going down a rabbit hole. Let's get out of this.
just not good porn. Slider, are you gonna fix this?
Yeah, I'll fix it. I gotta remove that.
Do you want to just stay on because your voice is so eloquent?
Yeah, well, just yeah, sure.
Because according to James, a certain segment of the population or that OGR can't do voiceover work. This is even better because we can't see him.
Sorry.
How's your sister?
She's fine. So Bailey passed away like on let's see on the 9th or something like that. There's someone that came to our house and walked us through what they were going to do, and we got his paw prints and his ashes just yesterday.
Oh wow! So Bailey was like 18 years old, wasn't he?
Yeah, she had her for 18 years and lived a good life, and he was in pain and he couldn't do much anymore. And the day before he got put down, he was having seizures and he was bleeding through the mouth. So it was about time.
All right, I don't think we needed all that information.
Sorry about that, but
no, man. Listen. I guess losing essentially a dog for 18 years, man. That's like losing a family member.
Yeah.
So,
that's a long time.
I mean, I understand. I understand that because like I said, we had a dog that was 14 years old that we had to put down not even a year ago. So I mean, we all understand. But what's even worse than having to put a dog down? Sometimes having to root for the Giants. This is the summer of over expectations. Slider. Rob, I don't know what Rob's doing. Rob's just like, what the fuck is wrong with him? How does Rob's sitting there shaking his head, going? He says all this shit. He does all this crap. And somehow he's on the fucking Believe Network. He's got all these sponsors. Why? Why me? Why not me, Lord? Why not me?
You might even get the guy that comes up on your screen from time to time, when the time is right, and a little bit of a voice change. He might actually show up on this show now, being that you're with the Believe Network, Carl Banks.
Ryan, just pay attention. This is how not to be professional.
I'm just watching.
Listen, Carl has confirmed again that he will be here during training camp. He literally posted it on Twitter again because someone when they posted the Matt Simmons interview mentioned to Carl, "You're next." And I basically said, "Hey." And I told him, I said, you got to be patient. And then Carl basically gave the 100% and says, yeah, I'm going to be there in training. There it is right there. Look at it. There it is. Look at Ryan, man. Ryan is like a superstar.
Ryan had that in his favorites from Twitter.
He is like a superstar today. Look at it. He's like, this is from Tim. This is Carl Banks saying that he is coming on. And we have another special guest coming on next week. I'm not going to say who yet.
Dexter Lawrence.
Why you gotta ruin shit? But Slider, I want to ask you about the summer of over expectations here for the Giants, if you don't mind a moment.
Yeah, sure.
You are a Giant fan, and someone I'm getting feedback from. You are a Giant fan, of course, and we've been talking about the fact, and Rob actually had a very good answer in reference to how can we avoid what we have basically done for like the last 11 years and overhype everything ad nauseum, that we just get to the point where when the littlest thing goes wrong, it's the biggest panic in the world.
Okay. I mean,
how can we avoid this? How can we avoid this trap for the 12th year?
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of hype, like everyone gets excited for, like who's getting reps, who's getting better. But for me, after watching a lot of disappointment, a lot of losing, it's just I try not to get too excited. I just want to see the product to see if it's actually going to work out. I've been like let down so many times when I hear like Jalen Hyatt's doing good or Dane Belton's doing good, and then when they get on the field, they're not doing well, or they're just I'm learning how to get just to be in the middle, regardless, because I'm tired of getting disappointed over and over. I'll always try to remain positive.
I did not wonk at him because you know what? I didn't wonk at him. I did not wonk at him. It just he just I think he's having computer issues. So come on back in. Jay Ferris also says Orlando Brown is the worst athlete in the NFL history. Great technique though. That's okay. Jalen Hyatt.
We have Evan Neal.
We have Evan Neal. We have Evan Neal. That's true. We have Evan Neal. Jalen Hyatt.
We don't know what Evan Neal is yet.
We don't know what Jalen Hyatt is yet, and that's when we want to talk about Jalen Hyatt.
Wait a minute, guys. We got guys on this team that have been here for 2 years, and we still don't know if they're good or not.
3 for
I was
3
to Ryan's point 3, but Jalen Hyatt. Everyone has this expectations this year about Jalen Hyatt. That Jalen Hyatt is bulked up. Jalen Hyatt has done whatever he needed to do to get better. I mean, does anyone have any realistic expectations for Jalen Hyatt? I mean realistic.
He's going to be better than last year.
Well, that ain't saying much.
Good answer.
You said realistic.
I think when it comes to Jalen Hyatt, I think that there's potential where he might, depending on what he does, he could potentially take away some reps from Wan'Dale Robinson. Now, I like Wan'Dale Robinson. I like his skill set. I think he's a good route runner. I think he's a physical runner with the ball in his hands. But there's a potential there. I think it's more so what Russell Wilson is going to do. Russ keeps talking about him, so we'll see what comes of it. I don't have like these crazy high hopes for him, or if something materializes, great. If it doesn't, well then you know what, it was a wasted pick at that point. And I'm hoping that he would show something a little bit to where maybe we could trade him or something like that, or somebody would, have some value for him, whether it's like a late pick or something like that. But I don't have like these crazy, I don't think he's going to be coming out and having like 1,000 yards or 700 yards or something like that.
Look at the chat. That is unrealistic. I thought mine was unrealistic.
Ryan looks at the chat. What is that about? James, I got to show you something because James, I like visual evidence with you. Because
the visuals.
It always sticks in your head, and you're always like, well, now I can't get that out of my fucking head. Does this guy on the end look like a all-pro, all world wide receiver?
Oh man. Well, first of all, the guy wearing my number 18.
I heard that he bulked up.
Hold on. Let me clarify this because you said at the end, so you didn't say which end. Let me clarify. The guy wearing 18,
he looks good.
He could play.
He looks good.
The guy wearing 13, we're still not sure about. He's got a lot of tattoos.
I like Jalen Hyatt. I like Jalen Hyatt coming out of Tennessee, and I still like Jalen Hyatt. But
got a lot of tattoos.
I look at him sometimes, and I'm like, okay, he's got the Devontae Smith look, but he just can't get. He gets off the ball and tries to get into his route like Bob the Barber.
Wait, can I ask a question, Tim? And I know we're in the social media age, and I was going to save this for the end, but what is this thing we're in now where if you get a group of guys like this and they do the rap superstar pose, when did that become the thing? Like, oh, these guys are going to be good. These guys got swag. I got in a discussion with my boy the other night. We sitting here drinking, and he's like, well, these guys got swag. And I'm like, swag? I'm like, because our quarterback actually comes from a real family instead of a pea pod from space, and guys are actually talking, and it's like that's not what swag is. Let me just explain this real quick. No offense. Swag is not you just looking cool in a picture and not proving anything. That's not what that is, y'all. So I don't know where this thing came from, where we got videos and got in the TikTok phase and instant, guys are sitting there, yeah. And it's like, oh, look, I got swag. That's not what swag is.
This man said a pea pod from space.
My God. It's crazy. It's the rap super. I'm gonna call it the rap superstar pose. We are hyping up
the 90s rap. First of all, when Abdul Carter went to the draft and went to everything else looking like Eazy-E, that's when I was getting a little concerned.
I thought he looked like Shaft or like Neo.
No. He was.
Whoa, Shaft. Whoa, Shaft don't wear chains.
No, he's no Richard Roundtree. Samuel Jackson's not Shaft. He's no Richard Roundtree. There we go. Slider on the ball with the
Phil Simms.
Yep. Phil Simms jersey.
Yes, it is. It is.
It is the Phil Simms jersey.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice, Slider.
Everyone knows when I talk to Matt Simms, if you didn't watch the episode, I basically called out Phil Simms and said to him, why were you a dick to me in 87? Yes, I hold a grudge.
You mean you didn't hate him for not giving Abdul Carter number 11?
No. That had nothing. When Pasadena, 1987, Super Bowl, I meet Carl Banks. I met Leonard Marshall in the hotel because my father actually was doing business with Wellington Mara. Phil Simms, I met Robbie Jones, Andy Hedden. Phil Simms was the only one that blew me off.
And for good reason.
No, I was a kid. My hero comes out, blows me off. So what do I tell Matt? I said, tell your father I'm still fucking mad at him.
Oh, man.
Listen, in his defense, there's probably a lot of little white kids coming up to him that day. You just got caught in the bunch.
No, it was in the Giants.
He just wanted to go home.
The Giants in the hotel. This was before the Super Bowl. He couldn't go home yet.
This was
4 days before the Super Bowl, and we were in the lobby of the hotel the Giants were staying at because we were staying at the same hotel.
Oh, he was probably out partying the night before.
He's probably just left fucking LT's room and was doing some Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. You know what I'm saying?
No, I didn't get to see LT though. That was interesting. Now that I think about it, I didn't see LT that entire week.
Oh, LT would have blew you off.
I knew he would have blown me off. I knew. Now I will give credit to Carl Banks that he came over and talked to me for about 4 minutes, but I was also standing next to Wellington Mara at the time.
Oh.
So
see?
He probably said, "Oh, maybe I have to be." No, Carl Banks was actually very nice, and I told Carl Banks that he was very nice to me. But I'm still mad at Phil Simms. I'm never going to forgive him. But there's a way I'm going to forgive him. We're not
he comes on this podcast.
We're not going to talk about it yet, but there's a way. Just saying. But nice number 11. Is that a what's called jersey? Is that one of the throwbacks from?
Yes, it is. It's the one where they, in the 90s, 80s, whatever, and they had the giant symbol there on their helmet.
That's what I was wondering. I like that jersey. Christopher says, I love Hyatt, 60 catches, 76 4 touchdowns. You know what's funny about that? I know, Ryan, you're saying that is unrealistic. But for a third-year wide receiver who should be given opportunities to potentially be the third option in the passing game, I don't think that's unreal. I don't think 67. I would still say 6,704 touchdowns. I don't think that's unrealistic.
I thought that was his numbers his first 3 years.
No,
not even close.
That's cold.
That
was a good one. It was a good one, Slider.
Where's the
No,
sound?
I'm not. No. I thought those are. I was like, damn. In 3 years, he has that. I was like,
Soundboard's not working.
He wishes he had 4 touchdowns.
No, he wishes he had anything because he's played 2 seasons and he only has 435 yards and 31 receptions.
Would we prefer Hyatt or the king of the almost sack? Which would we prefer?
I think king of the almost sack.
King of the almost.
It's not even close.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
At least he almost got a sack.
And again, it's not a knock on Leonard Williams.
Leonard Williams actually showed up some of the time.
After his second season,
yes,
touchdown, interception return, and as soon as he leaves the Giants, like, I mean, come on now.
Jalen Hyatt has literally been on the field, guys. And if you watch, and I know we all actually watched the whole field, you'll forget he's on the field.
Sometimes, yeah.
You don't even know he's out there.
I think that there's a possibility that he gets to like 500 or 600, but I don't think it's going to be with the same amount of receptions. And that's just because I think that he's going to get a lot of deep balls, from Russ and stuff like that.
Hold on, wait. That's what she said.
She said.
I'm sorry. Soundboard's not working today, so I'm going to have to do soundboard. That's what she said. Well,
the human soundboard. I love it.
But hey, I got a conspiracy question for the panel, for this distinguished panel, my brothers. What do you say to the conspiracy theory that Russell Wilson is just trying to ingratiate himself with us fans by talking about Hyatt so much? I mean, he doesn't talk about Slayton. He doesn't talk about Papa Smurf. He doesn't really talk about Neighbors. He just talks about Hyatt because he knows that's a sensitive point for us. If he comes in here and he's like, I can unlock this guy and I can open him up and that guy's going to be amazing. Look at the hype he's gotten. He doesn't talk about anybody else.
He talks about.
He just talks about Hyatt.
He said Neighbors is the reason why he came here.
Not because he got a job. Okay.
That's what. Listen, I'm just telling you what he said.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Copy. No. You good, brother. You good, brother.
I'm just saying what he said. He said it at Fanatics. He said it being interviewed by John Schmelk and all them. He said it on that whatever that podcast is with Mello and the other guy or whatever. Like he's saying Malik Neighbors is the reason why he came to the Giants.
Oh. Okay. I'll shut up.
Ask me, Carl Banks. Carl Banks will be on in August. Ask me, Jay Ferris says Olivier Vernon is the king of. No, Olivier Vernon actually had some sacks that one.
No, Olivier Vernon. We had a top 10 defense when that guy was here.
Well, you also had Snacks Harrison. You also had the
Janoris Jenkins.
You had some guys, but Olivier Vernon, and Olivier Vernon.
DRC.
Yeah.
DRC. Word. Forgot about that.
I also like to correct something that was being talked about earlier. I think that Orlando Brown was drafted by Baltimore, then went to the Chiefs, and now I think he's on the Bengals. I think.
Yes.
Yeah, he's on the Bengals. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's Orlando Brown Jr. Yeah, just to clarify, Junior.
Yeah, Junior. You don't have the Junior.
Isn't he the left tackle?
He's a left tackle now.
He is a left tackle. When he was in Baltimore, he was moved. It was Baltimore because he was moved over to right tackle. And he got pissed off because he wasn't going to get left tackle money. But the Baltimore Ravens at that point in time had an all-pro left tackle, which is why he was traded over to Kansas City. Rob is correct. And then he moved on to the Bengals.
Yeah.
To help solidify that line for Joe Burrows, and we saw how well that did.
He was playing right, and then Staley got hurt, and then he played left, and then he's like, I'm a left tackle.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't want to be a left tackle, too, because there's a difference between making $20 million a year and making 11. So, what do we say? Let's go. Michael, what's up, Big Michael? It's hard to evaluate when DJ is your quarterback. That's the question. That is the question, though. And I kind of think that in some regards, Jackson Dart, I'm not going to say he's going to get a pass, but when you've had a quarterback for 5.5 years who was so horrid, I mean, is there anywhere else to go but up for Jackson Dart? Because we've seen the worst. We've had the worst quarterback play at times that I've ever seen in the NFL. Is there any? I mean, does Jackson Dart benefit from that?
Go ahead, Big Ryan.
I don't. I mean, he just has to do better than Jones, and that's not hard to do, and fans will like him.
That's what I'm saying. Will he? So yes, you're saying he will benefit from it.
He will benefit, but I mean, I don't want him to just benefit from. I want him to be a lot better than Jones. I want him to be up there with Eli, and we got into Eli on the other.
We got into Eli Manning.
I want him to be up there with the Elis. He could even be up there with the Drew Breeses. Not going to get into that right now, but I just need him to be a lot better than Jones. I don't care if he bet. He's gonna benefit though.
Wait, I want to ask a question to the chat real quick.
Oh no.
James, we'll start with you. Who was better, Drew Brees or Eli Manning?
Drew Brees.
Slider, who was better, Drew Brees or Eli Manning? For his career. You can be honest. Oh, Slider, you got to turn your mute off, Slider. Hold on.
You're muted.
You're muted, Slider. There you go. Drew Brees or Eli Manning?
Of course, it would be Drew, but I got to go with my guy, Eli.
No, but you just repeat. Well, no, he's saying, of course, it would be Drew. He's just being a homer. Rob, no homerism. Who's better, Drew Brees or Eli Manning for their career?
Please say what I hope.
One threw for almost 80,000 yards.
Why are we taking so long with this? It doesn't mean we hate Eli. It's just Drew Brees is better.
It's not a slight against.
No, hold on.
Not a slight.
No, it's not.
I mean, it is true.
At the end of the day, you're judged off of your success and your championships that you win, not statistics. Eli Manning with 2 Super Bowl rings to his 1, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, and the best playoff record, a better playoff record than Drew Brees.
Actually, no.
Yes, he does.
I was going to say, what are we doing here?
No, he actually does not have a better playoff record than Drew Brees.
Well, maybe because Drew Brees made it to more playoffs.
Okay, but that's the point.
But he couldn't get past
Drew Brees made it to more. Drew Brees carried more non-essential teams in New Orleans without a defense and led them to a championship. Eli Manning had 2 championship defenses.
Oh, we got caught in the jab.
See, but here's the thing: we can't move the goalpost. The question.
Okay, wait. Here's the last question for you, Rob. Hall of Fame: Drew Brees or Eli Manning? First.
I thought it should have been Eli. Eli should have gotten in this year.
You're the GOAT.
Okay, he's the
GOAT.
He doesn't know because he doesn't understand football. That's why he's wrong.
Wait, well, you saw our argument on
You will see. We will break down. Jay says Eli Bush, Drew Brees. It's 2 rings, but the problem is, yes, rings are championships are. I mean, I should rephrase. Your career is defined by your championships, but there's other aspects of your career that can't be overlooked.
This is what I
hold on, Ryan. Let me ask you a question then. Who's better, Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes?
Tom Brady.
Why?
Because Tom Brady did it over a long period of time, and Tom Brady statistically is the greatest quarterback in the league, and also has championships.
Okay, so he has championships.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Eli has championships, more championships than Drew Brees.
Hold on, you need to pick 2 different people though, Rob. Hold on, Rob. You got to pick 2 different because Patrick Mahomes is still playing.
That doesn't make sense because I was about to say because Patrick Mahomes could have the same amount of championships as Tom Brady.
Mahomes could win another ring this year, so you got to pick 2 different people, bro.
You got to pick. That's not a good comparison.
All right, fine. Do I need to find somebody that has at least 1 Super Bowl ring? Because that's who we're using as example.
This is your question, not mine.
I'm going to try to find somebody that's got at least 1 Super Bowl ring.
Okay.
So, all right. Who is better? Ben Roethlisberger, okay, or
Ben's got more than 1 ring though.
He's got 2, right? Like Eli, right? 2 like Eli. So who's better, Ben Roethlisberger? Ben's got 2. He's got 2. I'm going to say who's better, Ben Roethlisberger or Brett Favre?
Brett Favre.
Because Brett Favre.
Yeah, but.
Brett Favre was first.
He's got MVPs.
He's got MVP, and that's the other thing. Drew Brees has 2 or 3 league MVPs, he has 4. We got 4 All Pros. He's got Drew Brees has got 2 league MVPs.
I don't think Drew Brees was ever a league MVP.
To me,
you might want to look.
Drew Brees has at least 1, right?
He's got 2
MVP.
He's got 2. He's got 2.
Like, what are we doing here?
But no, the thing I said to Tim, I'm not gonna go too deep into it.
No, because you're gonna ruin the podcast.
Should I say my point here
though? No, don't say your point because that's what the podcast is about.
All right. But like, I don't want to say it without spoiling anything, but
just give it like an outlier, Ryan. An outlier. Don't go too deep.
If you had to pick someone, like which quarterback you'd rather have, like after you've seen what they did in their career.
0 MVPs, league MVPs.
Oh wow,
0.
He doesn't have one.
He has a Super Bowl MVP. He has.
Okay.
He's got 2 NFL Offensive Player of the Year
Oh,
awards.
that's what I mean. 2 offensive NFL Player of the Year.
Oh, okay.
Yes, 0 MVPs.
But he has 2 NFL Offensive Player of the Year awards.
Okay, but
that means he was the best offensive player that year in the entire league.
Listen,
outside of one season. Wait, here's a question. Joe Namath, Hall of Famer.
Yeah, but he's already in the Hall of Fame.
No, but I'm asking you your opinion. You can have an opinion if someone should or should not.
I can't.
No. Here, this is a fair question.
But no, I can't.
A fair question. Hall of Famer. Huh?
In, so he is.
No, he's in for. But do you think he's a Hall of Famer? Doesn't matter if he's in or not. You can have an
opinion.
No. Thank you, James. Thank you.
No.
2 guys we're talking about are not in the Hall of Fame.
All I'm gonna say is this with Drew. I'm gonna say this with Drew. Wait, I'm gonna say this with Drew Brees. 80,000 yards, 571 touchdowns, a record of 172 and 114. Right off the bat, you could talk about multiple championships because it's actually one more championship. But if you take 2 offensive league MVPs, because that to me still isn't league MVP. Yes, if you put these two guys in perspective, which one should be a first ballot Hall of Famer and which one should not be if they're both in the same class, I gotta pick Drew Brees.
I'm taking Eli.
At the end of the day, when you look at their career, would you rather have the quarterback that won 2 Super Bowls for your team or won 1? I mean, the Super Bowls is the pinnacle.
When you look at the 2 runs that Eli Manning had when he won the Super Bowl,
I got one after this.
What's up?
He beat the 18-0 Patriots, right? Which is to stop them from going 19-0 to resetting that record. When he beat the Packers, that was one of 3 games that they have lost in that building.
What is Eli Manning's record outside of the 2 Super Bowl runs? What is Eli Manning's playoff record outside the 2 Super Bowl runs?
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, what is, just out of curiosity, so you're saying that someone he doesn't
it's like 0-4.
So you're defining someone's career by their championships, which means any quarterback or any player that's got 2 Super Bowl rings in your mind should be in the Hall.
Tim, I got one.
I gotta let James go.
Hold on, Hammer, hold on. I got one. I'm gonna settle this right now.
Yeah, right.
Who's better, Drew Brees or Russell Wilson in his prime?
Drew Brees.
Okay, they both have 1 Super Bowl, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so everything is not about the rings. It's about the other intangibles is what you bring to the table. If we bring up Eli Manning's career, I mean, Drew Brees was bringing that team to the playoffs every year, pretty much. Yeah. We went 5-6 years. Most of that time, we didn't even have a winning record. And I'm not putting that all on Eli, but when you're the guy, and like you say, Ryan, after you win 2 Super Bowls, we probably would expect a little bit more from you than what we got. And all of that is not on him. Again, go back and watch 2016 against the Packers. Eli Manning was the best Giant on the field next to the defense. He was the best offensive player on the field. We lost that playoff game because of our receivers. Yep. But the loss is still on him.
But to be fair, though, to your example, if the Seahawks would have won that 2nd Super Bowl, I'm taking us. But I'm just saying.
If was a spliff.
But here's the thing: you're saying that it's not just based off of championships, but it is. If he won that 2nd Super Bowl, not only did he win 2, he did what very few quarterbacks have done and did back to back. So yeah, he would.
But he didn't.
I understand.
But he didn't.
But the original example was a quarterback that's won 2, and then a quarterback that's only won 1. Right? If Peyton Manning never won a Super Bowl, made it to all the playoffs that he did, but never won a Super Bowl, people would probably be looking at Peyton Manning a little bit differently than what they look at him right now. That doesn't mean he wouldn't get into the Hall of Fame.
If Peyton Manning had the same statistics that he has now and does not have a Super Bowl, Peyton Manning would be a first-time Hall of Famer, first-round Hall of Famer. You want to know why? Because football in the Hall of Fame isn't just a Hall of Championships. You have to do other. There are players who have had great and multiple Super Bowl rings that have done things in Super Bowl in the playoffs who are not Hall of Fame bound, but they have the hardware. They have the two.
It's just like basketball. It's the same thing.
Thank you. It's literally just like basketball. It's not the Hall of Championships. It's the Hall of Fame. I like basketball better, the Hall of Fame, because basketball covers college and everything else. You could be in the Basketball Hall of Fame for your college accolades. You don't just have to be professional. But in the Hall of Fame now, it's about your totality of your career. Everyone knows that Eli Manning. We always talk about the 2007 run. Eli Manning, yeah, he threw for Eli Manning in 4 games only threw for 6 touchdowns, only completed 60% of his passes. It's not like Eli Manning was in that Tampa game, and I was actually at the Tampa game. He was proficient in the Tampa game. He wasn't throwing 400 yards and these touchdowns. He did what he needed to do to keep the Giants offense moving, keep them
and he had no turnovers, which was the biggest thing.
And he had no turnovers. But if you take a look at statistically what he did in those 4 games, was it all Eli Manning? No. It was the defense and David Tyree that first season. Eli Manning did what he was supposed to do, which was not turn over the ball. I can't keep talking about this. This is going to fuck up the pod, so everyone shut up about it.
No, but this is actually really good because it goes to what you were saying before and this was a good discussion, y'all. So your pod,
this is the podcast.
But I'm just saying, no. But hold on. We're not going to go any more deep. I'm just saying we have and listen, I can argue this because I argue Eli Manning, Carmelo Anthony, Mike Piazza. Those are some of my favorite. I can argue anybody down to their heels the best I can on them. That's why I can sit here and say, guys, we love Eli. First of all, none of you brought up the Iron Man streak. That's one of the most amazing things as a quarterback, that we ruined as the organization. But we also,
we fucked it up.
Yeah, but we have to put things in perspective here. This is our problem as a fan, not us here in the chat on this panel, but just as a fan base. We take our guys and we act like they're the best ever. And Eli Manning is a great, but he's not anywhere near top 10, top 15 quarterbacks of all time. He's not in that discussion. We can love guys here. Like I said, Orlando Brown Jr., go look at the clip. He's playing in the NFL right now, and he ranks his best defensive ends, and poor Brian Burns, who we gave $100 million to, is sitting there, and he doesn't pick him. He doesn't even mention him. But we're going to have the best defensive line in football? How can that be?
My question is always
he's not even Orlando Brown's not even a top 10 fucking tackle.
My question is always this, and I'm going to mute Rob. My question is always this: and I want everyone to ask this in NFL history, is Eli Manning a top 100 player? Start with Rob up top. I'm down below. I'm sorry. In NFL history, is Eli Manning a top 100 player?
Yes, because I don't feel like you can't.
All right, he's smoking crack. If you say Eli Manning's a top 100 player, he's not even. He's Eli Manning in NFL history is not NFL history.
Yes, you cannot tell the NFL history without Eli Manning taking one of the biggest stories in the NFL's history is the 72 Dolphins, how they went undefeated, beat everybody, and won it all. That is a huge story in the NFL's history. You have the Patriots.
Is Nick Bonacani a top 100 NFL player?
I don't even know who that is.
Well, you would, because he was on the 72 Miami Dolphins as their all-pro linebacker.
But I'm just saying, dude.
So wait, but he's not. You don't even know who he is, and he's in the top 100. He's in the top one of the top stories of NFL history.
You cannot tell the story of the National Football League.
But it's not about the story. It's not.
No, but that's why he's in the Hall of Fame. That's why he's going to make the Hall of Fame.
Nick Bonacani is in the Hall of Fame. But is Eli Manning a top 100 all-time player in the NFL?
Yes. Yes.
I can't. Which brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack. I don't have the soundboard.
You can make the argument whatever, however way you want to make it. But there are ways that you can make the argument for him being on there. And
is he a top 100 quarterback all time? Yes. Is he a top 100 player? He's not. No, I love Eli Manning, but he's not a top 100 player in NFL history. And you're basing it off also. If David Tyree doesn't make that catch, this is a different story. It's not like Eli Manning threw for the defense in 2007 should have been the MVP.
Yeah, but
not Eli Manning, but the story is written of that because of David Tyree.
Okay, but
so is David Tyree a Hall of Famer? Because we can't tell the story of NFL history without David Tyree.
No, because he didn't have.
Is Timmy Smith 212? Is Timmy Smith 212 yards in a Super Bowl minus the crack issue? Is he an MVP? Is he an all-time player? Should he be in the Hall of Fame? I could rattle off players that are written. Doug Williams, first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl. Is he a Hall of Famer? Is Doug Williams a Hall of Famer?
Oh, you mean like, are you asking me personally, or you just realistic?
I'm asking you.
Oh, no.
Realistically. But he was the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl. You can't tell the story without Doug Williams and the 79 Tampa Bay Buccaneers either.
Oh, I know.
You can't tell the story of the NFL.
But he's in the Hall of Fame.
Doug Williams is not in the Hall of Fame, is he?
Isn't he? I'm pretty sure he's in the Hall of Fame.
If Doug Williams is in
he
the Hall of Fame.
Zach, check that.
Zach, check that. If Doug Williams is in the Hall of Fame, then I need to be in the Hall of Fame.
I could have sworn he was in the Hall of Fame. Maybe he's not. I don't know.
Because he only threw for 16,000 yards and 100 touchdowns.
But again, is he in the Hall of Fame because he's the first? Does it have something to do with it that he's the first black quarterback?
When it comes to the Hall of Fame or it comes to like these league accolades like NFL MVP.
No, he's not in the Hall of Fame.
He's not right here. No,
he's in the College Hall of Fame. He's not in the Hall of Fame. But you can't tell the story of the NFL without Doug Williams being the first black quarterback to.
No, but again, there's accolades to it as well. There's accolades to it as well. Like you bring up David Tyree. Yeah, David Tyree played a big moment in a Super Bowl win, but he didn't. It's not like he played for 15 years and had all these statistics throughout his career. He was just
wait. So he didn't play all this and have all these statistics. So statistics would be important and longevity to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, the guy even
throwing for like 80,000 yards so compared to a guy that threw for 50. But the guy and threw for 500 touchdowns instead of 300 and still has a championship. Statistically, he'd probably be in the Hall of Ryan's like I'm going to sleep.
Oh, you're talking about David.
Ryan's like I'm going dark.
I'm going dark, boss man. I'm going dark.
Does Tyree even have 3,000 yards receiving in his fucking career?
No,
probably not.
He doesn't have 800 yards receiving in his career.
He was nobody other than that.
But you can't tell the NFL history without David Tyree.
Tim, but what you're doing is you're taking my statement and you're turning it around to other things.
I'm taking your statement. I'm taking your statement and applying it to other players.
But you're applying it to players that don't even have the same accolades or didn't even play the same amount of time as this guy. Like I'm saying you can't tell the story of the NFL without Eli Manning, but then you bring up David Tyree. That they're not even on the same level. They're not even the same.
Mr. McCormick, what's going on? Nice to see you, my brother, as well, Mr. McCormick. Jay Ferris says Eli is great, Giant, not a great NFL quarterback. When at any time, statistically, outside of one season, was Eli Manning the best quarterback in the NFL?
I thought he should have won MVP in 2011.
I said outside of one fucking season. I was agreeing with you.
Again, and this is why everything we got to go back and look, because the year after 2007, he was playing at a high level, and then Plaxico went to the club, and then that ship sunk.
There you go. Rob, your statement is delusional. Accolades mean nothing without career production.
Okay, so does he not have career production?
He does.
There's other people though that have championships,
Listen, we watched. My fault, Tim. We watched Eli go toe to toe with Drew Brees, where they threw for like 1,000 yards, but Drew Brees outdueled him because he, as great as a gunslinger as Eli is, Drew Brees is just a little bit better. He just is.
Big game in the Superdome. That was a good game.
He just is. It's like. Eli Manning is a GOAT here. And he is a top NFL. If you look over the span of history, you could say no. Eli Manning is a good quarterback. But when you start to compare him against his peers, it gets a little dicey because you have to add on things like, did Eli Manning ever win an Offensive Player of the Year? No. Did he ever win an MVP? No.
But that's
was Eli Manning.
But that's what I was saying earlier, or I was just saying a few minutes ago. This whole Hall of Fame or these like season end accolades, like the voting, I think it's all bullshit. I think it's complete and utter bullshit. And I'll give you an example. Lamar Jackson 2 years ago won MVP. He was the first MVP that had less than 80%. He was at like 55% of the offensive production, and he won MVP. Nobody has ever won in league MVP as a quarterback with that low of production as far as a percentage of your offensive shit or whatever. This past year, MVP caliber season, should have been an MVP, didn't win it, right? But like. But the year that he won it, Dak was a better quarterback. Dak had an MVP caliber season. Dak threw for a lot of yards. Dak had a good touchdown to interception ratio. He did it. This past year, Joe Burrow played in an MVP caliber year, had an MVP season, but yet he was on a bad team and didn't get any votes. Allen just won the MVP. I don't think statistically he had a better year than Lamar Jackson or even Joe Burrow, but he won it.
But it doesn't always MVP. Also, see, here's the problem you're not understanding. MVP doesn't always have to equate to the best statistics. MVP at times, because you're saying he's 50% of his offense and this, but it's also the importance of certain moments in games and his ability to actually win games and have. How many MVPs have been on losing teams?
None. There's never been one.
There's never been. Why is that?
That doesn't like nobody on this panel can tell me that Joe Burrow was not worth more of an MVP caliber vote than Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen this year. I'm sorry. But yes, Josh won a lot of games this year, and Josh was the reason why that team was successful. But the only reason you had the Bengals that put up 80 points against the Ravens, who were in the divisional championship or conference championship, whatever it was, like he put up 80 points. They had the worst offense and
watch me blow his mind on this one. You ready for this one? Phillip Rivers. Who's better, Eli Manning or Phillip Rivers? Career.
Eli Manning.
So there you go. And why? Because Phillip Rivers has better stats than Eli Manning. But why is he better? And why is Eli Manning better?
He won championship.
Because he won championship. So there was
better in the clutch.
That is a good comparison right there. But if you go Eli Manning and Drew Brees, I think if you actually talk to anyone NFL-wise, they're going to tell you the same thing, that he was more important. Eli Manning may have been more important to the Giants in those two runs, but for a career outside of San Diego, Drew Brees was a better quarterback.
I think when it comes to and this is the last thing I'll say about the Drew Brees.
There we go. Ask Me says right there, is a Hall of Fame, just not a first ballot. That's what I'm saying.
I think when it comes down to, and you kind of touched on this a little bit, William, like if Eli Manning was on a team and a part of an organization at a time where they didn't make the best decisions as far as drafting, bringing in free agents, or addressing to really give him an opportunity to really be great. Drew Brees was a part of an organization that was ran pretty well by Mickey Loomis. Now they're suffering a lot right now, but they somewhat drafted okay. They brought in good free agents. They had a really good coach, and they won a lot of games. It didn't result in them making to a lot of Super Bowls, but they won a lot of games. Eli Manning, who had
they lost a lot of their games because of their defense, and they won most of their games because of Drew Brees.
I disagree with that. They made it to the playoffs.
They didn't have the Saints didn't have bad defenses during parts of the run of Drew Brees.
No, they didn't. So his first year, they had a questionable defense. That was the year after Katrina.
All right. Well, I can't get it. I can't get into this anymore because it's 12:14. I also don't want to ruin my podcast. because Ryan's already looking at it going, you know what? That is an awesome podcast. I told you, Ryan, was going to be an awesome topic. So we're going to do, Rob is going to stew for the rest of the weekend next. I'm not going to let him talk. He's going to stew for the rest of the weekend.
Look at Rob. Yeah, Rob's sitting there like.
He's going to stew for the rest of the weekend. But Rob, I do appreciate you coming on. I do got to get out of here, guys. But I want to wrap up real quick with Ryan and Big James Williams. Rob, you got anything you want to promote?
No, not at the moment. Just everybody have a good weekend. Be safe. And let's get ready for some Giants football coming up soon.
Let's get ready for Giant football. There is the R0B. Always welcome here in the chat. We also have now my compatriot, my protege, my Padawan.
I would say a Padawan of podcasting.
I like the Padawan of podcasting.
The Padawan of podcasting.
Also known as Ryan. Make sure you follow. And I want to thank the 107 people who are still staying around for this. Ryan, of course, Ryan's also doing Ryan's Big Blue podcast, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Ryan, you got anything you want to plug or anything you want to say?
Where was I?
I don't know.
So
room, I think.
No, we still got a good show, and that was my topic idea.
That was your topic idea.
So Ryan's Big Blue podcast is on the push for 200 subscribers. 158 now. We got to hit 200 by training camp. That's the goal.
All right, listen, everyone, the 102 people that are left in this chat, go to Ryan's Big Blue podcast. I will wait. I think I have your podcast thing here. I think I did. No, here we go. I'll just leave it as James Angry Black Man segment. That's the same thing. Go to your podcast, James Angry Black Man segment. Ryan's Big Blue. I don't have it, but go to Ryan. Everyone, go to Ryan's Big Blue podcast. It's on YouTube.
I could probably put the link in the chat.
Put the link in the chat. So I want the 100 people that are left to go there as soon as he puts the link in the chat. Just put the name in the chat, because I don't think it'll allow you to put the link in the chat.
Oh yeah, it doesn't.
No, because this isn't your show.
Yeah.
Put the look. Here we go. Put the link in the chat. Right? Oh, I think I can put the link in the chat because I'm awesome. I forgot about that.
Go to Ryan's page and hit that like button for young Skywalker, y'all.
Here we go. Ryan's Big Blue podcast. We have 158 now.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Everyone, I'm going to put the link in the chat. I want everyone that's left, the 99 people that are now left, here we go, to go to this page right now. Go to that page right now and like and subscribe to Ryan's.
Come on, we need 42 of y'all.
We need
hit that like button.
We need 42 more people to come over there and do this because
there's one.
We got another one.
We got one. Okay.
There we
Shout
go.
out RVFD 2008, just because that's like a public.
All right, I love that's actually RV. Where are you, man? We haven't seen you in a while. Jay just subbed for your homie.
Shout out to and Jay. I've been seeing you in the chat with Eli.
Right.
I agree with Eli.
RV, you must be listening. RV, are you listening through Twitter?
Whoa, guys, we went up to 163.
163. Come on, guys.
That's what I like.
100 right now.
Like real-time reaction.
Real-time reaction.
Like Mr.
Beast
or whatever.
Here goes Chris. I just subbed. R0B, you're not doing anything. Go fucking sub. Come on, let's go. Mike, Big Mike just subbed.
That's right. Chuck Norris, thumbs up. Let's go.
Come on. Strider says, dude, you're going to pass me in no time. Come on, let's go, guys. What are we up to, Brian?
It's up and coming.
What are we up to?
We're up
Shut up, I'm trying to help you. 163. Okay.
Yeah,
I want everyone still to sub. Go to Ryan's Big Blue podcast. Talks everything Giants. He will be on that new wonderful podcast, New York Giants Generations, because every generation bleeds a big blue. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We have the that's right. We have the Dexter Lawrence. Is he the best, an all-time Giant, or just the best available? We have Eli Manning in the Hall of Fame debate, and then we also have MetLife compared to the Meadowlands.
You wouldn't have had that background if it wasn't for your episode idea of MetLife. Well, you would have had it, but you I don't know. Would you be using it? We didn't do that episode. The green
I did. RD, there you RFD. There you go, brother. Where you been, man? I haven't seen you in the chat in a while. All right, everyone, just be quiet.
Shout out James Stein too at the.
James Stein just subbed. RFFD, where you been, brother? I haven't seen you in a while. You haven't been in the chat. I get a little upset. What games should I go to this year, Tim? Mike, I'll actually text you. Mike, I'll text you that. We'll talk about that so we can hook up. So I'll text you that. All right. So where are we at here? All right. So we're up to 160. We're up to 164. But go ahead.
And so up to that, like Tim said, more episodes. And during the season, I might even do daily. I might go all the way in and do some daily episodes, but definitely.
What did he Ryan, say? You gotta be. I could have killed you right there, Ryan. I let that go.
Thank God the soundboard's not working.
All right, well.
I'm hurt.
And then New York Giants Generation, first 3 episodes tomorrow. Tune in.
First 3 episodes tomorrow. Hopefully they're going in the system tonight, so hopefully they'll be up tomorrow. But in worst case scenario, I'll put the first episode maybe on my channel. So, but I have 2 other interviews. I went to see RF says I work days and nights and afternoons. I'm all over the place. 4 kids don't help either, but I'm always lurking and watching. Well, I appreciate it, brother. I just like your comments. So, I got you. You're busy. I got you, bro. I got you. Just show up once in a while. Say hey. That's all I'm saying. The fuck, man. All right, Ryan, finish out your chat because I got to get out.
That's all I got. Thank you, James, for always being a supporter, and everyone that does and that's in the chat right now. And Tim, excited for the new show.
So I will DM you tomorrow, and then I'll let you know when everything's up. Hopefully everything goes live tonight, so it should be up and running.
Yeah, and Giants, don't be better than last year.
Be better than last year. I love that. But I'm going to take Ryan out as well now. Now it's just the 2 of us. Gonna make it if we try. Just the 2 of us, you and I. Oh, what's up, man?
What's up? What's going on, man?
Not much.
Big things are popping.
Big things are popping. You got anything good? Anything left?
All I got is happy late Juneteenth to everybody. It's a national holiday. Like Tim always says, we all bleed blue. We're all the same on the inside. Don't forget that. And I will say this, there's probably going to be an angry black man segment coming in the next couple months because we are getting to we're going to start putting pads on. We're going to start doing real drills, real things are coming. So we're all excited. I know we all want to be good. We all want to win. But I think the message here, to quote Young Skywalker, Ryan, I'm going to start calling you that, Young Skywalker. Don't let nobody steal that. But I think the message is simple, man. Just be better.
Wait a minute. Young Skywalker, if I remember correctly, became evil and turned against his master.
I'm talking about Luke, not Anakin.
Okay.
I know my Star Wars.
All right, I'm wait a minute.
Calm down, Obi-Wan. Calm down.
I might have to pull an Anakin and then kill all the Padawans because I'm not going to deal with that. I'm not going to have him turn against me.
No, we don't need that. That was such a dark scene. It was so good. Don't do that. Don't do that. But nah, man, I think it's very simple. Just let's just be better, man. It's very simple. I know we're all hype. I know we all think we're gonna go to the Super Bowl and all, but again, I'm just what my message is? Let's just get through the first month of the season. This schedule is a gauntlet. That's gonna be my message for let's just get through these first 4 games and see what happens. Because people, and again, in sports, it's like you never know who's going to be good. You never know who's going to be bad. We don't know, yada, yada, yada. But I'm telling you right now, y'all, I really don't understand why we have the schedule we do. And we were literally one of the worst teams in the entire NFL last year.
That's only because of the way the division was set up.
That was just a bad luck because the divisions rotate. So I mean that we just ran into a bad luck.
I challenge everybody to go look at other teams, and I'm going to do this too for the next time we're on a stream. Our first 3 games, I would argue, are harder than anybody else's first 3 games. Yeah. 2 divisional rivals on the road, then you come home for primetime against the Kansas City Chiefs. God, dog.
And now this is going to be stuck in my head. Just remember, no matter what a stripper tells you, there is no sex in the champagne room. No sex.
Damn it, Logic, my brother.
Room.
Damn it.
That's going to be stuck in my head. No sex in the champagne room. Levert, man. Not only does he have Casanova, he's got no sex in the champagne room. That's from music and everything is so. That's from a time when comedians would make music videos and it was a thing. We had that. Weird Al Yankovic, Chris Rock. It would literally. I gotta figure out what's going on my soundboard here. That's a good callback, Logic. No sex in the champagne room, man. Shout out to Gerald Levert, man. What is going on with the soundboard here? What if I turn it up? I'm not getting anything. Oh, I don't know. The soundboard's not even plugged in all the way. That's what she said. I'm sorry. Let's go. Let's close this out, James. We have for those that missed it, you go and listen or go watch the Matt Sims interview, which is, of course, on the channel. It'll be up on the Believe Network podcast tomorrow, so make sure you stay tuned for that. I'm going to be interviewing another guest on Monday, and that podcast will probably be out, I don't know when. I will be on New York Revival on Tuesday, I think at 7:30, so make sure you jump over there and check that out as well. And we have the new podcast with Ryan, big New York Giants Generations. Every generation bleeds Big Blue. That will be posted on podcast. I think I'll do the first episode. Maybe I'll do the Eli Manning one. I don't know if I'm going to do which one should I post first, James, on my channel? Should I post the Eli Manning one or the Dexter Lawrence one? First, well, you go with Eli first. Go with Eli first. Okay. Age before beauty. I was just thinking Dexter Lawrence because of the fact that he's more topical for now. He's more. That's why you could save him. You could just ingratiate the fans with the Eli topic, and then take off the second one with the sexy. Yes, Schooler. You sound like you. Yeah, my mic is all screwed. I don't know what's going on. My mic is all. The soundboard's all screwed up. The mic is all screwed up. And it says I'm running through the main. I got to get a new cable for the soundboard, so I'm going to work on that this weekend. But I want to appreciate everyone for tuning in. I appreciate James. I appreciate R0B. R0B is trying to do a. He's trying to do a Twitter thing. What is it? Twitter Space. Yeah, he does. He does a lot of chats on the Twitter sphere. If you guys are ever on there, when you he's got no one in his space. We still have 70 people sitting in our space. So go over there and listen to him. Okay, give him a throw. Come on. Do it for me. Just remember, kids, swag does not come from pictures. Swag does not come from pictures. Oh, we're gonna end the show with that. This is Tim. This is James. This is Online Big Blue. All that fun stuff. Appreciate everyone coming in. You know what, guys? Have yourself a rest of your safe weekend, and we are going to be